Yes, indeed. Coming with it today. Doors are open. Come on in. The Awakening, Grand Awakening. I hope Leo knows that that's his theme song. Like I just finished telling the Priscilla G, I saw a picture of him on his Facebook, and he had a suit on, a bow tie, had the suit on. It just looked like he was a gangster. I'm not saying he's that way.
Gangster Leo.
Got that like he's the gangster of all things financial. How are you doing? This rising up, Priscilla G.
I'm good. I'm very well, thank you. I'm up. I'm awake. You know, all things rising, grand rising. Yes, indeed.
I'm early, and
how are you?
I work my butt off all day long. You know, on everything, and I
actually like it. A couple of things I saw, but I actually like it.
Oh, what was that? I mean, I did so much on there.
No, I mean, you know, yeah, it just changes technical. But yeah, it looks nice. You know, it somehow it seems more vibrant. You know,
yeah, I condensed a lot of things, a lot of elements, things together. I'm still going to do that even more so.
Okay, yeah.
Just can't be you throw things together. It's got to be intuitive and got to flow to it and keep you on there, and just, you know, it's got to have that thing.
Exactly.
It's got to have that
you
thing.
Can't, you know, you can't put your finger on it, but you know it's there. It's got that thing.
In major restaurants in New York City growing up, you know, working with my father and stuff. Not that he was a chef, he maintained the floors and whatnot, but they'd rearrange things like for a week, and then sometimes they go back, or they, you know, they change it all the time, or they would be there late. You know, we're driving past and say, man, they open up pretty late. You know, they should be closed by now. And we'd stop and go in there, and they're all in there rearranging, and they rearrange and change it back or do this. And then one time they did it, and it just stayed like that for years.
Right. They found the right look.
Right.
You
Right.
know.
And we can't be afraid to change around things, or just, if you're walking home from public transportation, walk down a different street. If you're driving, leave it a little early. You're going to work, do a little detour that's safe.
Take a
That won't.
scenic route. Exactly.
Yeah. A lot of
Exactly.
times in life, we just get stuck in one way, and so many years go by, and then something happens now, not necessarily always bad or good or whatever it may be, but we find a different way of doing things, or we see a different way. Like, man, I could have been doing this all this way. We're creatures that, and we have to use it to our advantage, but at the same time, we got to break those habits. So that's what I'm into doing right now. Just even though I'm here in the motherland and I'm new here, how long can I say I'm new here? You know what I mean? So I got to start and just keep up with that, so everything remains fresh and new. Because lots of times it doesn't have to be when you come to the motherland, but you can come or go somewhere else and live there permanently, and all of a sudden you fall into the same rut that made you want to leave in the first place from where you originally are. So to keep it fresh, keep it turned over.
Yeah, true, absolutely true.
We're different. If you're going to eat breakfast in your apartment or your house, just go somewhere and sit in a different part of the room, a different room. Sit here, sit there.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be around the table. I think we get too stuck in traditions that technically we didn't create. And so we don't want to do things different.
Right. As long as you don't find yourself like sitting on the toilet like the person I knew.
Oh gosh.
Things went in, things came out.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's not good.
He didn't lock the door. His little sister whooped open the door.
No, that's not good.
Eating and stinking, that's a bad thing. Sorry.
That's not good, because that's not a good thing. No. Oh my God. Grand Rising family, Grand Rising everyone. I'm gonna tell them all hello this morning if you don't mind. Grand Rising Sharina, first one on deck. Good to see you. Hi Michael, I saw your greetings. Hello, how are you? Hi Indigo King, good to see you. Hi Peaceful Pulley. Hi there, hi there. Hi my darling. Hi Oyala, how you doing? Hi Linda, good to see you sis. Romy Rome, how you doing, hon? I'm doing well, thank you. I saw your question. Hi, Denise. Good to see you. Hi, Queen Murat. We're seeing you more and more now, Queen Murat. I guess things have slowed down a little bit, or y'all are just real comfortable with where you are right now. Let me get out of your business. Anyway, good to see you. Hi, Midnight Green. Hello, love. Who else is here? Who else? Zenobia. Hello, sweetie. Good to see you. Hi, Reginald Scott. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Fetty. It's been a minute. We haven't seen you in a while. Hi, King Simon. Hello there. How are you? Wow. It's so nice to see you on here. Very nice. Let's see. Respect the truth. Hello. Good to see you. Rona. Hi there. Hi, Gregory. Let's see. Gregory Van Leer. Nice name. How are you? Peace and blessings to you. Hi, Terrell. Hello, 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 hello. One love to you too, my brother. I think I'm taking one of your courses and I'm loving it. So it's nice to see you here. Very nice to see you. Who else is here, Brother Lance? I think that's it, right?
Sharina.
Didn't I? Hi, Sharina. I think I said hello to. Yeah, I said hello to her. She was first one on deck. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
INIC. Hello, love. How are you? Good to see you. INIC. Good to see you. Hello. Yes, I think we're good for right now.
Jr. That's a name that attracts money. Doesn't it sound like a money name? Like,
which one?
Gregory Van Leer Jr.
Yes, that's a very full name. That's a very robust name.
If you don't have a lot of money in your bank account, I'm saying that's a name that's going to attract it. Even if somebody makes a mistake, a lot of money in your bank account, it's because that name is banging. You can say it cool. What's your name, mister? What's your name? My name is Gregory Van Leer Jr. That Jr. is like the
that's right. That's right. If I have it, I give it to him anyway, somewhere. Oh, King Simon, you said you saw the title. You know what? Where I'm finding out that he is crazy. I listen. I don't know what it is when black folks see black folks running for office. This you got to support your own. You got to support your own. Sometimes it's not
You
good.
don't know who these people are in bed with.
It's not
That's some of the people that
good.
came in.
Yeah.
Honey Johnson, Azula.
See what King Simon says. King Simon is listen, numerology, all things numerology, sir.
Yeah, and I
um,
can tell that he's out of touch. To me, I mean,
yeah,
that's New York City, and I'm not there anymore. But I was born and raised there.
yeah,
But I talk to New Yorkers every single day, and they're like, "Yo, something's up with this guy."
I know.
And I can't really put my finger on it. And I'm not there anymore, but you can
Right.
speculate. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like I see some footage of Times Square. Somebody like I don't know what's around the corner and down the block. I mean, I see everything that's new, but heart and soul is there. Like if we go around saying 2, 4, 6, 8, I already know it's 10. It's a real
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
internal. And so
Exactly.
he would fit better with a different city that's a lot smaller, maybe. I don't know. Something's off with him. It's almost like when you're driving and you put your kid on your knee and let them
And
steer
do
while you
stupid
flip
shit.
the gas,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but the kid goes back later on and you forgot and left the keys in and the kid takes the car out. Now you're scared because like, oh my God, you can't handle that car. So to me, it looks like if something jumped off that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
couldn't keep his cool. I'm not giving any props to Rudy Giuliani. No, I'm not. But he was the mayor when 911 happened. What I'm saying is that even evil people can be cool. But
Right.
to me, it seems like he couldn't handle being really responsible at a time of turmoil. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So that,
Right.
that, that I don't trust him. Not like he's going to steal something, do something. I just don't trust him to be responsible enough to know what to do. Like he'll run off in the corner. Oh my God, I can't handle this. What am I going to do? And his advisors help to pull him through. It's just some people like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Really say to yourself,
He
like,
look
wow,
his face looks it. You'd look at his face and there's nothing strong and commanding about the way he
that's
looks.
what I'm trying to say.
You
Right.
know.
Little kid that got an old face, like they got old
Mm-hmm.
real quick. There were dudes that I knew, like in there was one guy, I won't call out his name. He passed away. And actually in high school. He looked
Oh,
old.
really?
Junior high school. He was looking old.
Oh
It's like, oh man.
no.
He he dressed like one, he acted like one. He was cool before, but I don't know what happened. He's just a different soul.
Mm-mm. Yeah, he's been here several times. You
Well,
know.
I mean, I'm not even gonna give him them props. I'm just saying he just looked old, like he came off the mold like at the wrong time and something's missing. He came off the assembly line. Yeah, yeah. But speaking of him,
Oh,
hit with the
okay.
story. Yeah.
Yes, yes, respect. I saw it, and he had to turn around and apologize. I mean, you're not even out the gate 6 months. What? He just signed it. He just swore in last month. What am I talking 6 months? He's not even out the gate a full month, really, a full 2 months, and already he's having to apologize for racist remarks. I mean, how does that work?
Yeah,
Please explain.
because he's not a person who's cut from the proper cloth. I'm not putting
Exactly.
him down, but you can't put the maintenance man in charge of the food when you have the banquet. You can't do it. It's just not going to happen. I mean, I'm not even saying it's that or this. It's just that he doesn't seem to be a fit. And I'm just saying it publicly.
Mm-hmm.
I have no. Okay, you can bring up that incident, but we got a long time to find out what he's made of, and maybe he'll prove me wrong.
Well, shoot.
It's a compromise game with politics anyway. So he might do good because of the people around him. Maybe he'll shine through, and they'll
No,
pull
he
him through.
won't.
We don't know.
He's
It's just
gonna
like Ronald
do.
Reagan when he was president. He was all cuckoo. I mean, he was like a little
Yeah.
off.
But this person is gonna do what his handlers tell him to do, because right now, um, they just fired how many? Almost 3,000. What is it? Private workers, because they wouldn't take the jab. I think that's something like that. Three
Yeah.
thousand. How do you allow that to happen? And then the governor, she was willing to lift the mask mandates for the state. But I think city officials, they still have a little bit of a leeway on
They
what
come
they
down
can
to
do.
change.
Right. So he's like, I'm going to err on the side of caution and still leave certain things in place because we don't want to have anything come back to bite us.
Yeah,
Well,
but this is sick because they designated certain areas in New York City as open drug areas where you
mhm,
can sit there in public and shoot
mhm,
up heroin, and they're not going to dispose of the needles properly. They're going to have them all over the place, but but you
exactly.
have a mask on your face. I got a friend of mine who
Exactly.
he says it's disgusting. He's going to send me some footage and stuff. He says now they're crapping all over the street. People have problems and issues. I'm not knocking anybody who has a addiction problem, but what kind of thinking is that? Instead of just saying like, okay, we're going to put some money towards something where we can help you. Okay, we don't want AIDS to spread or different diseases to spread. We're going to give you
Right.
these needles, but in return, you got to come here under our care and live here. Even
Right.
like I would say like not even like a jail sentence, but to be hard on it. You got to show some hard love. If we got to keep you here for a time and dry you out, and you'll get what you need as far as your addiction so you don't go cuckoo, but we're going to wean
Mhm.
you off this thing and we're going to bring you back. Let those
Mhm.
kind of sentences be, instead of just saying, okay, you can do
Mm,
drugs here and it's
right.
okay.
Well,
In other
look,
words, I
when
see that.
right, you have the commander in chief saying that he's going to hand out crack pipes. I mean,
Well,
like
that's
seriously?
a very nice drug dealer because America deals and they allow drugs into the country. And so he's just being a very nice drug dealer and he wants you to continue on
Oh
and have,
yes.
so no,
Mhm.
for real. I mean, he's
Mhm.
condoning it. He's
Mhm.
gonna People would say, well, they give out condoms to stop the spread of AIDS, but this is not a thing that's gonna spread. I mean, yeah, it spreads if new people start using it, but it's not like a little kid's gonna run up on the crack pipe and just is cracking in and light up a thing and smoke. No, it's different
Exactly.
but they don't look
Exactly.
at long-term repercussions. And it's like these people do things, and it's like I really don't understand where they're coming from with that. Look, if I don't know Biden really that well, right? If he has grandkids or whatever, or he's got to have younger people in his family,
Mhm.
just imagine them getting a hold of that crack pipe and crack is in there and they start smoking crack. That'll be hilarious. Looking them back in
That
the
would
face.
be hilarious. That would
Like
be something to see.
Gregory, with over 90% of the hard drugs in the world, he said 93 at that time. And he always checks his facts, so I roll with him, even though he's not here with us no more. That if 93% of the hard drugs are used by Americans, then I mean it makes sense to crack pipes. So, because the drugs are here. Instead
Yeah.
of giving crack pipes, stop the drugs from coming in. And
Yeah.
they know that and they make money from that. So America are the biggest drug dealers in the world.
Yeah.
That's right. It's grown other places and things come from other places, but they allow it. It's the unwritten rule. And with all the
Okay.
stress
Right.
in the world, and we got to wear this mask and the economy and Ukraine and Russia, and it might be World War III and nuclear bombs. And that's another thing real quick before I read off this story real quick. You know,
What?
they don't
Look
really
at what
understand
Oyala says.
what
Oyala
people
says
do.
Bidenson is a whole crackhead. Oh shit, no
Oh,
wonder.
see,
You
that
see, you
makes
never see
over
smoke
the
without
kisses.
fire. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see? So with all this stuff going on, that you got the Ukraine, Russia situation going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And see, America has been very lucky. We always read headlines all down
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
this place was bombed and that place was bombed and whatnot.
Yeah.
America never was really, I mean, we're so complacent, even though I'm not there anymore, we're so complacent. And I can see the bigger picture now because I see different periodicals. I see, and anybody can get a hold of those things. But we kind of stick to what we know. Oh, let's go and check
True.
Fox News.
True.
Let's
True.
check
True.
CNN. They
Mm-hmm.
report things a certain way. But we're closer to war than we ever been. And people could say that's a smokescreen and the distraction from any other things. Yeah, it could
No,
be,
I
but I'm
think COVID is
not
a distraction for what you're talking about right now.
but the media throws out all these distractions. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is, can we understand that New York City or Florida or that they can be nuked like other
Mm-hmm.
places nuked, and what
Mm-hmm.
are they going to do? Have Putin and Biden get in the ring together, or get the best fighters in each country and fight it out and see who wins? They ain't going to do that. Once it gets to the point of with allies and the nukes and different things, it's going to be a whole different thing. And we
Yeah.
think all of Russia's troops are over there and everything they have. Look, there's military from everybody everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
America has
Mm-hmm.
military in the motherland. Russia has so much military bases in the motherland all over the world. So
Mm-hmm.
what kind of thing would this be? It's really something to think about because it
It's
can
going
happen.
to affect everybody. It's going to affect
Of course, even if
everybody.
they don't bomb Ghana, they
Mm-hmm.
could bomb. They can sink Florida, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and all the nuclear fallout would come through the water and come over here just like it did
Mm-hmm.
over Japan. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's crazy, but we're not
Mm-hmm.
thinking about that. We go, oh, look at that, man. Let's go on
But
Instagram, man.
here's the thing.
Yes, man. Yo, what? And we're not thinking.
Right. No, but the fact that we all have bases and troops in all these different countries strategically placed, you know, for whomever's advantage, right? If there is a war, you know, we're thinking, okay, they're gonna come here, and they may. But one of the biggest things I feel they would do is try to cripple their opponent wherever, you know, in other areas. You know what I'm saying? Cripple their proximity first before they even come here. So when that's crippled, then they can, you know, and they try to attack the main source. You have no recourse. You have no, your backup is gone. That's what I'm trying to say. You
Well, see,
know,
it's not just a territorial thing where if they attack America, they have to go to the other place. No, because within 30 minutes, it's over.
it's
If somebody,
over. That's true too. So it's all a game of chicken.
yeah, I mean, you can, in most cases, they can have you nuked before you can make it to the supermarket, within walking distance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm just saying? So it's not even enough time to panic or whatever. So it's like, why even go there?
Mm-hmm.
And they're covered. They can go places and hide and go underground. Yeah, and they're the ones doing it. So it's like, get everything ready. We don't know. We sitting here on the show. 20 minutes go by before somebody in the chat was, oh my God, they're shooting a missile over toward America. 10 minutes. And what you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Yeah. But I'm saying how the madness of man and their foolishness and the power struggle and resources and stuff like that. Nobody's caring about healing any homeless people, the children who are hungry, the veterans that are under the trestles and homeless out there, which I've seen driving the bus all those years in Orlando.
California's tent city.
They don't care, but they don't care. They don't care. So we get so caught up in these leaders, like they're really leading something in our life. The people need to really have an uprising. It don't mean you're going to be running out there. Oh my God, we're out there with machine guns. No, an uprising, just detach yourself and get together and do what we got to do. But no, we can't do that because everything is the flames have been fanned. The racism and status and the classism, sexism. We got so many isms going on that even when we think we have solidarity together, there's some kind of way pissed off. We can look at the person next to us who looks like us and look at them like the other. You see what I mean?
Exactly.
On social media right now, you know, okay, Roland Martin is calling out with solidarity for the Haitians. Oh, well, what did the Haitians ever do for us? I mean, you see all this back and forth and, you know, the battle of the sexes. You know, MGTOW, people going their own way. Where's the black man going away from the black woman? And the black woman, I'm not saying all black women or all black men. We have a big faction that get pissed at each other is the problem. That's a small fight. You got a nuke coming over your head and you're sitting here just arguing. You're sitting here on a sinking ship. And instead of taking your fingers that you're pointing with each other, you can put your finger in and plug the hole up. Symbolic. And that's what's happening all over the world. And it just trips me out because I see it even more so, not because it doesn't happen over here. You got big time oppositions with each other politically. And the people who, if you're not into Christianity, you cannot talk to me. If you're not a Muslim, you can't talk to me. You gotta, oh, do you have a church home with a? And then you see them again, and you say no, they don't hardly speak to you. See, and black folks are like a free radical thing that they can take from us. They can scoop up from us. See, we are neutral. We fit in with every other cause except our own.
Right.
Like we fire for our own cause, you know, our own, but we don't. But we running with somebody else's stuff if they need us. They pat us on the head.
They know us. They got us.
Collectively thought across the globe in a unified manner. We'd shut down everything. We'd shut down everything.
That's true.
But I'll say it. And I'm not against my own. I'm just saying some of us now, not all of us, but some of us are so damn stupid. Stupid. We're neutral. And like I say, neutrality is an enemy of mine. Oh, you know, I'm positive into this, or I'm pro this, I'm pro that. And the next person being pro something is against what I am, but you have the person say, well, I'm neutral. No, because you can
can't be neutral. Yeah.
Is negativity in disguise.
Exactly.
Neutrality is negativity in disguise. So if you know, well, I'm neutral, no, then get away from me because you have no force of your own.
Because you just don't know which direction they're gonna fall. You can't
That's right.
trust them.
That's right.
You know,
You have no
that's it.
torque of your own to push in a certain
Mm-hmm.
direction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you may be undecided for a while, but what are you about? That's what this world today is going to take.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just sitting here, la 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 la, the wind blows, peace and love. No, I don't think about those things. No, you better think about something because this world is changing so fast. If you don't think so, go back a couple of years before we had to wear a mask. Like we're
Oh
walking around
wow.
with your face. And you would
Mm-hmm.
say, if I said that before, oh no, it would never happen. I did a video on that. I wasn't predicting COVID. I knew something was going to change in the world. It is engineered. I'm not saying it just happened like this, whatever, it's nature. And no, this is engineered. And all these things are engineered. And if you think about these things being engineered, you'll know that there's a puppet master behind even the faces, like these
Oh yes.
mayors and governors and
Mm-hmm.
presidents and
Mm-hmm.
so-called
Mm-hmm.
leaders. What you see, there's
Mm-hmm.
something even behind that.
Yeah.
Benefit from both sides of war and all of this manipulation, and they don't care.
I
You're just
mean,
a,
what purpose does this man serve?
what do you
Why
mean,
do?
Adams? Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, you got to ask that of all of them, you know. And let me read this thing since we're talking about him. It says, New York Mayor Eric Adams says he wants to ban drill music videos from social media after several drill rappers were shot and killed. I had no idea what drill rapping was, but I called my son and he sent me some videos, and it's alarming. Adams said at a news conference, we are going to pull together the social media companies and sit down with them and state that you have a civic and corporate responsibility. He continued, we pulled Trump off Twitter because of what he was spewing, yet we're allowing music displaying of guns, violence. We're allowing it to stay on these sites because look at the victims. We're bringing them in. We're going to show exactly what is being displayed, and we're alarmed by it, right? We are alarmed by the use of social media to really proliferate this violence in communities. See, and then all of a sudden it says this month, Hot 97 DJ Dre said he would no longer play music, diss tracks, or anything gang related. Is drill to for the violence? That's the question. So you're talking about drill music. It's just like what's his name? Years ago, was it Reverend Abernathy or was it some what? It's a name floating in my head, and they got together all these CDs of rap music when Tupac, was out there rapping and stuff, and they destroyed them. And guess what? Things got worse. They're talking about bringing all the social media companies together to say, okay, we need to sit down and you're allowing this out.
Right.
But what about the other factions of things that's going on? Why don't you get to the
exactly?
Go to Hollywood and talk about all those violent movies that they have, all these violent gangs.
Exactly.
Other countries, they have it. The kids that are there are playing the same music all abroad in Japan and Germany. They're playing the same music that comes from over here. And you don't have those certain, they got problems now, but it's not flamed up and stoked the fires by rap music. Why are you on that? Why are you focusing on that? That's a precursor to coming after us.
Right.
If you hear music, they're coming after a culture. And I'm not condoning this drill music where there's a lot of gun pointing and stuff like that.
I never even knew what that was. I mean, I really didn't know what that was.
Yeah. And I checked out a few of the videos, and it's kind of spooky. You know what I mean? If you are walking down the street and people and little kids do emulate things, but that's not. What about homelessness? What about broken Black families that need the fathers there? You know what I mean? What about the system that alienates us and keeps us from being who we are? And they push other things, right? So I mean, that's not going to change anything. That's just something of a distraction also. And he's a puppet.
Right.
This shows me that mayor is a puppet because they're going to focus on social and we're going to bring this together. That's what a mayor's supposed to do? No, that's not what. I mean, okay, so what now? You doing this in New York City? It's going to just stop in New York City. What about Jersey? It's going to keep on going over there and not over here?
Go.
You know what I mean? I mean, and you if you have HIV, well, if I heal my hand and give the treatment to my hand, it's going to spread all. No, you got it all over in your body. You're not going to stop that. Put a red cone in the middle of the highway to stop a speed Mack truck. That ain't going to happen.
That ain't going to happen. Exactly. But I don't know. I never even knew what this whole drill music was. This is the first time I'm hearing it. Listen,
I mean, they didn't want to come at us a certain way, and that's the way that
And once again, it's just to round up our own kind. That's all. That's all it is.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
most people all over the
put
country, oh
more.
my Barry, it's drill music and these blacks. And what about all of this other rock music that, pushes this drug culture?
Pushes drug culture, pushes racism, pushes, you know, coming against black people. What about all those things? Though, oh, no. I'm turning into Mr. Political now. Oh no, not that. We don't do that. That's for over there. Yeah.
No, but that's something to make headlines, and who knows what's coming behind that. Social media, look, social media is here to stay. They're going to pick and choose what they can allow. We have shadow banning, and they target people, and you can't say this and you can't say that, but other people do things. It's just like the other day, last night I think it was. I sent it to you where the guy's walking around in the mall, one of the malls in Atlanta, asking women. I'm gonna say the butt word that starts with an A. Oh, excuse me, I'm videotaping so and so. I'm a guy. He's making it up. It's funny stuff. Maybe they orchestrated it, but still, it's up there. And this is a reflection on us as a people, right? And I'm quite sure there's white folks and other folks who subscribe to his channel, but he has about the equal amount of subscribers that I do, and I have 108. And of course, it never goes anywhere, right? And I also want to speak to tell you that
check this message. Check that.
Google. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Good morning, Lance. I try not to chime in during your show. I try to keep my opinion separate than most topics, but this one is among all has drawn my attention. It is not just the social media. Well, yeah, if you want to come in and chime about it, Mr. Political, give me a call. I got the wire right there. Bang, bang, can hook it right up. No problem.
Yeah, because we haven't heard from him on the Rising show in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So,
you do that. But let me just say that and I lost my trend of thought. I lost what I was about to say, but nonetheless, that this is a way of distracting us. This is a way of trying to, push things a certain way. But nobody's going to be accountable for the way things are. Going after social media companies are not going to help the homeless that are out there. They're not going to help the hungry kids. There's responsibilities, and the government is there to help the people. They may not be there to do stuff for the people, but to facilitate certain things that help us. They work for us technically, but they do what they want to do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like I was saying with the Atlanta guy with the video, with the YouTube videos, he was walking around asking women. He'd charm them a little bit, talk to them for a few seconds. I have a question for you. And of course, he wasn't holding the camera, so there's somebody else holding the camera, so they were aware of this. So, and the ones who hung around and answered, you know what the question was, y'all? Do you like a man to eat your ass?
Oh God!
Like, question. And the responses and the indulgence in the comment sections and stuff like that.
I cannot.
Adult, but I'm saying, but how you gonna come out in the daytime in the mall and ask
those kind of questions?
If I went into the same mall with my camera and asked something relevant for the black community, they'd have me out of there so fast. You know what I mean? But this joke is
that for shock value? Is that what it is?
No. Well, no, it wasn't so much that. I went to the whole channel and saw similar questions. Do you like your coochie eaten? Do you like your, all these things. Pleasure is pleasure, whichever pleasure you like. I'm guilty of a lot of crimes. You know what I mean? But But look at the amount of participation in this.
Right.
So, and I'm not a goody two shoe. The adult shows that I have, we go deep. We talk about stuff like that sometime. There's a time and place for everything, though. But what I'm saying is that as a reflection of what
it's too much.
And this joker walks out there, and I'm not jealous of the fact that he has equaled me as far as subscribers, because it's a different fan base, it's a different following, it's a different whatever. Now, I wouldn't want to have that one if that's all that you can really, And I saw a few of them on an adult level were funny, but it's not a thing where like your whole channel is that.
You know, you couldn't do that, right? Even if you had the mind to do that, you couldn't do it.
I couldn't. If you dare me to go out there and do it, I'd do it. I'll do anything, not anything, right? But that doesn't scare me. But all I'm saying is that, do I really want to put myself out there as exclusive?
No.
We have a sexual side to our existence, and I will get down, and we will continue to get down with that on the shows that are more adult, mature. But you realize that I have more sides, and you have more sides to yourself than just that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the way life is. Like I always say, you know, out of all the systems in the body, reproductive system is the one that you don't have to utilize and you can still live, but stop breathing. Stop having your blood flow. Stop having a nervous system. Let somebody you in a bed and they can magically take your bones out your body. You can't get up. But the reproductive is the thing, the sex. You don't need that. But then we put in our head, oh my God, I'll go crazy if I don't get that. We've turned it into something else. But that's the only system in the body that we can remove. You know, nobody died because they don't have sex no more. You know what I mean? You know, some old man that's, you know, I'm 87 years old, man. I ain't had no real sex in 20 years. And I'm surprised I'm living because you don't get laid, you die. So imagine that. And some of us are running around, screwing around like if we don't get laid, we'll die. And we get laid too much with the wrong person and we end up dying because he catch something that makes us die. Ain't that something?
That's right.
This is crazy though. This just really doesn't make any sense.
Whew. Listen.
But there's more. There's more to him, and you'll see it. I'm not just going to blame him, but he's
waiting.
He's a puppet. Other people are puppet master. Even waste time with stuff.
Waiting.
And if that's the case with social media, shut them down. But no, I can go on Twitter right now. I can see blowjobs. I can see anal sex. I can see vaginal sex. I can see S&M. I can see B&D. I can see ASS to mouth. You don't know what it is. You know, go on your Google and take the safety thing off and search to mouth. You see what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And everybody ain't doing it right. Exactly. I agree. You're right, Chloe. You're right.
Oh dear God.
An adult show, but yeah, no, they ain't doing it right. You just don't, you know. Let me get a little. Oh, he talking about how to do it. He must do it.
Calm down.
Well, why not? Why not?
Calm down.
Strangers, don't go out in the mall asking strangers. Y'all know I'm certified in many areas, so I ain't running from it. But I'm just saying, like, don't go out in the mall with everybody ain't gonna get that treatment. You gotta be clean. I gotta know you. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
This is not the issue today, but I can't
listen. Come back. Please come back.
And that's a mental thing also. Like that's an intimate thing. Like you
yes.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it graphically, but anything two people do that they're into each other and committed, and sometimes it's not committed, but whatever y'all do, right? And just say it this way for people like, oh, you got the most nerve endings back there. So what you gonna think? Then people who go, oh, that's nasty. They're the first ones that get turned out when they're, oh, I never knew I feel like that. Oh God, you nasty MFer. Do it again. I love you. You know what I mean? They'll call you nasty in the same sentence. Oh God, I love you.
Can you please?
I won't get too graphic.
Come back, please. Come back. Let's.
Okay, and let me just say one thing on a factual level.
Okay.
It's like, you know, when I punched that guy in the face, that, you know, my ex-wife, when she was pregnant, he shoved her, but he didn't want to do the work that we were doing. When I was trying to fix that apartment up in New York City in the house, and he turned back at me. I'm like, yeah, I got him now. And I hit him. And that's how I got that scar on that knuckle, that big ass scar, still big. And I still feel the pull of it when I ball my fist up. And it got infected. And they cleaned it out at the hospital, and then they stitched it back up again and didn't clean it out good enough. And all the germs were growing, and for the next 2 or 3 days, it got worse and worse. The pain. I was crying like a little girl. No, I was crying.
Oh my God!
I had no shame. I never knew no pain like that.
Oh
right?
my God!
And my hand swole up. It happened on Sunday, and then by Wednesday night, it was swelling up. The only way I can get away from the pain is to hold my hand up. But how you gonna sleep and hold your hand up? So I had something around my wrist and over the curtain rod, but it wasn't a curtain rod. I had to put like a little pole or something there and had my hand like a little sling up on the side of the thing. Yeah. And when I got to the doctor, you know, when I got back, you know, they're going to cut it open again. I told that story already. Around another time when I was in the hospital, I was there. I was in there for a week because the infection was, yeah. They had to give me the intravenous drip, you know, with all the what do you call it now? When you're infected, but it was a lot.
Bacteria.
Yeah. And what he told me was that the ass is way more cleaner than the mouth. Now, you don't think so because of it being back there. And I'm not suggesting that you go do stuff with people you don't know and who ain't clean. You better be clean.
Sir.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that look at the people we kiss. Just meet them. And I've seen people in clubs meet each other and they caught up in being high and lust and they tonguing each other down. You don't even know what they got caught between their teeth. You know what I mean? Alcohol on their breath. I've seen, look, there's some people who are nasty. I'm going to say this in a very decent way. There are people I know that have gone out with girls that brought them something. I'm not talking about disease. I know a couple of brothers who,
listen.
Went downtown.
Listen.
And now they're homosexual by proxy, meaning that she brought something home that in her womb from the next man, and he went down and ate it and didn't know. Yes.
Listen, Lance. Sir.
So
Sir.
Well, I didn't say nothing bad, but but this is the reality. Because when things happen to people, look at that. I'm not demonizing women. Look at men who come home after pushing up inside either another woman. He don't wash. He might push up in the backside of a woman or another man. How many women who are innocent and heterosexual don't even know they're with a dude who goes both ways, and he comes home and she wants to show.
That's frightening. That's frightening.
But it happens. We got to talk about, not now, but we're going to talk about those things.
Yeah, we got to get that show going, sir, because this is not that.
Oh, I know. We're just touching on it.
We're touching on it, and from the looks of the platform, I mean, it's grossing people out, but they want to hear it. They want to hear it.
Find yourself in that situation. What's worse, hearing about it and putting into your mind like, I need to be careful because we off the chain. AIDS is still around. Herpes is still around. All these other new things are still around.
Exactly.
I didn't realize, years ago, when I heard the name chlamydia, I thought it was a name, a girl's name. Hi, how you doing? My name is chlamydia. Yes. My name is chlamydia.
Right. Exactly. I didn't even know about it. When I heard it, I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? And then it can stay and hide in your body and this and that. And it's like, oh God, what else?
You don't even know it's there. It's hanging out.
Exactly. It's hanging out in places it shouldn't even be. Right.
Hide and go seek in your body. You don't even know. You scratching, itching, whatever, and you don't know what this thing is. And it's in you for a long time. And you walk around for years sometimes, and you go to the doctor, get checked up, and he comes back with that grim face. We have to talk. We discovered something. So you're like, what? Even if you're not having sex, there's things you can get, whatever. I'm not trying to say turn into a germaphobe, but just be aware. But we deliver our own germs to each other. We walk around tables and you got the mask on, the COVID, whatever, but you offer your genitals to the world to feast on.
Exactly. Exactly.
There's a girl that they named in the neighborhood. She degraded so much that they used to call her Liberty Lippy.
What?
Liberty Avenue, right? 2 blocks. Half the main street right there by the Van Wyck, and they called her Liberty Lippy. And there was a song that I didn't make it up, but I saw her and the song was playing in somebody's car that I knew, and she was coming down the street. And it was a reggae song, and it sounded like I busted out Liberty Lippy. She'll slap your knob for $1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Slap your knob for $1 too. She got that bad. She didn't care. But if you did that,
oh my gosh,
wear a couple of condoms, he ain't gonna really feel nothing. Why would you want to do that when you know she got these sores all up and around her mouth? You that juice. And how can look at not even just the exchange of physical fluids and sores and stuff, but why do you want to connect yourself on a spiritual level with something like that?
Right.
You still get some partial connections to people.
Exactly.
And you walk around getting mad at people and feeling all weird. You got a soul tie with a crackhead. Come on.
So we have someone who clearly, I don't know if they've ever been on the channel before, so they don't know how we roll as far as where we go with topics and how we come back.
Well, what you do, Paul Millie, I'm going to give you the link for the thing, and you come on in and you direct the show and tell us how we should do. I mean, we've got over 4,000 shows and going on near 5,000. I even lost, I think 4,600 or something like that.
Something like that.
Some of them are 6 hours long. Some of them we only
14 hours long, 12 hours long.
Maybe you don't know how we do it here. That's like going to a Mexican joint and saying, "Oh, the food is hot." You know what I mean? You don't know. You never had Mexican food before. Oh, well, I'm Italian food. There's too much cheese. No, we can't take it.
See, he's ready to banter with you.
Okay, sure. I'm going to get the link, and I'm going too far. Well, if you look up, my name is kind of on the banner also. So, I mean, there's gazillion shows out there, and there's a lot of people who are here who enjoy how we do. And if you're uptight that way, I mean, I hope you don't get nothing in life, because there's a lot of things we do need to talk about. We are going to take it and make it comical sometime. We're going to make it digestible sometime. Kids are not supposed to eat steak, but if you do, you make it in bite-sized pieces so they can chew it. So we understand where we're coming from, because a lot of us know each other. We talk with each other on the phone. You just walked into somebody's living room and really into somebody's bedroom. You're going to tell them
what to do and how to do.
If you're not of the same mind, then I'm not going to insult you, but that's why they have a convenient little box up on the corner. But I'm going to shoot the link out if you want to come on in, and I mean, you can chastise me. It's okay. I'm not mad at you for not agreeing or whatever. People, oh, you're going too far. I don't know if you live in the Bible Belt or you live somewhere isolated, but these things need to be talked about. There's a lot of things in the world that I've seen. I'm going to share it as it is. You know, if we're going to be anal about it, okay, at the 45-minute mark, we'll be talking about American Airlines or so on and so on. You know, you look at Lil Wop the rapper. We got to talk.
I know we got to talk about him. So how far do we go? How far do we go?
Yeah. If you ain't seen nothing yet, hang around. There it is. Did I put it? Yeah, there it is.
It's not gonna be good.
Exactly. We're gonna get all up in that old Chewbacca Jr. looking so and so right there, right? But anyway, Sister Onika.
Oh dear God.
You didn't see it, you know. Maybe you didn't see it. Like Muhammad Ali said, they might say the film was bad or the camera was broke. Who's the number one heavyweight champion of the world? You know what I mean? But go ahead. You can come in. We
Hi, Jeffrey. How you doing? Onika. Oyala.
Yeah, but I'm going
moderators.
Go to the hospital on a Saturday night when they're yanking gerbils out of homosexual men's backsides and tell them they're going too far. Because that dude who's having a thing yanked at his backside, if you have a daughter who's looking to get married, she might be dating him. So explain that to somebody else. We would not want to tell that, but real situations are happening out here. And I'm not going to start talking about anything.
That's right.
Maybe too graphic for some, and I understand that. But we need a little bit of shock effect in our lives every day, because it's a very shocking world we live in. We're not look, you have a pile of bills on your dresser, back old school way. You know, we do things online now.
Right.
But you get in the mail back in the day and you look at it like, oh God, I don't have enough money. Oh, you know, what am I going to do? And I'll put some of my own personal business out there that's not too personal, that will throw you in a tizzy, and you're just going to throw you in a tizzy. But what do? Do you face those bills? Or do you let it pile up and it becomes something bigger than what it is? By being in denial, you have to pay these bills.
You figure out a solution.
Look, I wasn't even going to tell you right now until the outcome. But you know, I had to, out of my account, as you all know, there was a sizable amount of money that came out. And it threw me in a tizzy. It was going to be a domino effect, because other things have to come out, other things have to be there, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
We rectified it.
Yeah.
We patched up or whatever. Okay. Until, you know, we got to make sure that this account is not overdrawn.
Right.
Overdrawn. It was in the negative. Great Lance Scurv, negative. Don't you have
seriously in the negative. Oh, God.
I'm going to shock you right now, because I ain't tell you, because I'm doing some things right now.
Okay. Tell me now.
Okay. Let's say it. Let me just tell it. I got my buddy who helps me out with things I don't know how to do on the website. He's the guru. I've gotten better. I can change the tire. I can change the oil. I can change the spark plugs. I can change the air filters and all that little stuff right there. But I can't do the engine overhaul. And when it comes to the engine overhaul, or there's certain sounds I hear that are weird, I'm like, oh man, let me go bring him in here, because I can't handle it. My skill set doesn't go far. Well, guess what? He called me and he's like, well, are you ready to do that arrangement that we did last month? I said, what the hell? I said, well, the hosting company automatically took out the payment, which I felt that they did not stop the automatic thing, because we made a different arrangement, because I'm going to get a higher level of hosting for the website, so it can open up faster, and it can do things that I'm going to add on more dynamic.
Right.
You know, and see, people don't, you know, I'm not this self-righteous person. I make mistakes too. Wouldn't you know that the money that we put in to bring it back up into positive, that original transaction was a different hosting company that I had last year before we switched over. I paid or allowed the money to be paid to the wrong people.
Jesus Christ.
So we're dealing with PayPal to get this thing refunded back, and we're crossing our fingers. I can say, well, I'm going to sit here on the phone all morning and deal with this, whatever. No, I'm doing the show.
Are you shitting me?
I know I'm the one shitting me. No, everything's still good on our side. But did I lose that $1,000+ Maybe I did. We're seeing if they're going to refund me, and they're in a different country. They're not in America.
Oh my gosh.
He's even crossing his fingers. He's dealt with them, but I didn't realize it because I saw the name and I'm thinking, oh, that's them. But that's who I used to deal with. It's just like, okay, you run a company and the accountant's there running everything, but they have their other assistant accountants. But the accountant, the head accountant, that person's sharp. He or she is sharp. They know everything. And the assistant accountant is there, and the main accountant called out of work. And there's certain things that come out. And they're so used to, they never told the rest of the people, oh, we don't deal with them no more, but they still pull the money out the thing. And the very day that the main accountant called out is the time when that other company that you weren't aware of, who you used to see, they pull out a couple $1,000s. And then when the main accountant said, wait a second, but they can't get mad because they didn't tell you.
Right,
so,
right.
I didn't realize, but the memo was on your desk, but you were working on something else. So that's excusable, but it comes out. Make sure y'all, because I've been doing that all for the beginning of the year. Clicking, stopping at things that were not necessary. Then little $1.93 things that come out every 3 months. Click, I'm stopping you. But that one I didn't think. And I forgot because we were so cool about it when we switched over.
Yeah, we thought we were like, yay, we figured this shit out. We got this thing.
Yeah, nah. You know what I mean? It's like somebody comes to shoot your house up and you're going to shoot their house up and you shoot the wrong house. Not that I'm into that.
Oh my
right?
God.
That's crazy. You know,
but I hope they, you know, because they're pretty good with stuff like that. So that's just, you know.
Yeah, but we're going through PayPal, but it's up to them.
Yeah.
They may have their own, because it was ticked. The little thing was ticked and was never unticked.
Right.
Because you don't, you know, and they went right on in there. And I was, oh man. Because when he asked me, I'm like, what was he asking me that for? Even
right.
There's more I had to pay per hour modified agreement because it's going to be more money. But the other company at this particular time comes in and snatches it out. What the hell? It's always when you're doing something. All year, everything's cool. And the minute you're doing something on a different level, and because there's a lapse of communication, or just that it's my fault, I overlooked it. But they came right on in and snatched it. Like you having a private barbecue or party in your backyard, and there's a crackhead in the neighborhood that, you know, you have some that you like and some that clean up the yard, and there's that one that you can't stand. But you got so much people at your cooking. Now they can't come on the property, but you go inside for a second to use your private bathroom, not the one where everybody's using. We go upstairs in the bedroom, and you look out the window and you see that crackhead with a plate of food from your barbecue. Like, how did he get this? He asked somebody. You couldn't cover that. Now you're mad. Oh man, you played me.
Yeah, well.
No, but that's the way it is, though.
You figured out a way.
Yeah, but that's that's the way it is. That's the way it is.
I know.
So much happening so fast, and the like I said, even now, I've increased my workload on my online stuff and paying attention to detail. I got another to-do list that's just as long as the other one that I had the other day. Oh my
gosh.
And there's a couple things from that other one that still haven't gotten done. But here I am working from sun up to sundown, and here's another day where, you know, I stayed in and did some stuff from early this morning. I woke up early, went to bed late when I got up. I slept 4 hours and said, okay, I'm going to sleep 4 or 5 more hours and start my day. Did I go to bed? No, I didn't go to bed after I said I was going to bed. I didn't go to bed.
Are you serious?
I went to bed and stayed at the ceiling and started distributing things for, you know, Sister Anika's show that's going to come on after this one.
Right.
Mrs. Scurv got up, and I got right up with her. She got up early. She got to go uptown there and take care of business. So I'm like, I'm staying up.
Wow.
And I didn't sleep. And the day before that, I only had no sleep, like an hour laying down. So I know I'm dogging myself, and that's why I was like, I'm gonna go on the rooftop. When I saw how dark and big the bags were in I ain't going up on a rooftop looking like that. Bad, but to me, I felt bad. I felt funny. You don't feel right.
You need some concealer.
I need some sleep.
Hey, listen, I have a whole bunch of glam bags here. I could put a couple of concealers in the package for you.
And you know what? The concealers change the color, but you still see the bags.
You do. You have to be careful what you use.
It's like heavy-set women wearing black bottoms and black tights with shirts. You still see the ass pushing the shirt up in the mall. Like you ain't hot. You put heels on and look a little slimmer. Look. A trained visual marksman in the mall can know what you got under your clothes.
I would hope so.
Trying to hide all that ass, trying to smuggle your ass in this mall, like you're smuggling drugs through custom. I see what you got there, girl.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but that's it with that whole thing.
Right.
You're focusing on one thing. Like,
Glow, I am gonna send it. I think my color, it's not a full match to his. I think it might actually work.
Oh damn. That's like
Hi, Sister Hope. Huh?
Hope Rice, the only Rice I F's with. I love you, sister. I'll say it from the mountaintops. I love Hope Rice. Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
I'll come over there with my ski mask if
anybody mess with her. Exactly. The
dude that snapped that dude's neck, man, that looked like LanceScurv. That nigga in Ghana. Yeah, you keep thinking. So I'm pulling off, taxiing down the runway. Do your job and get out.
That's it. Ninja style. Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, but it's crazy. But yeah, this American Airlines situation here.
This here. You see, look, we took just about an hour. And we did Eric Adams, and we went all the way left. We went so far left. I don't even know how we got ourselves back to American Airlines.
Well, we were so left, we made a circle and just ended up back in the same place.
We just ended right back. Just kept hanging a left till we came back around. Oh God!
Today I said, well, let's touch on several subjects in one, and I'm actually testing things, doing this with YouTube. And I want to say something else. I also had a conversation with someone from Google. It's not hard to get, with let me see if I can pull it up because not over the phone. I was typing. So let me go because I actually saved the conversation. I'm not going to speak on all of it, but let me see how did I save this bad boy? I think under YouTube notifications, I think. Okay, that's on me. Okay, I got it right here. I found it. YouTube notifications, I'm not going to say all the beginning support. You're connected with Agent Pauline. Hi, my name is. I really feel this was a real person. It wasn't no bot. Let me get to the facts of what things are, because I could have went and said, I think I'm shadow banned. I think you people are messing with me. And actually, I forgot that I had requested a chat because I always made a little sound. Bling! I was like, where's it coming from? So I checked the computer. It was down in the corner. I was like, oh, good. Let me just ask this question. I asked a mild question. I don't want to come like I'm coming with a conspiracy, thing like, yes, like you people are racist. And I'm trying to get stuff done. So I said, let me take a little tiny subject and okay, let me just see here. Okay, here it is. Yeah, I asked them about the notifications. Why, with 108,000 followers, subscribers, I'm getting less than 10% of the people that get notifications. And you can get a notification. That don't mean you're gonna come by. You can get an invite to the party or the wedding.
True.
I understand that part, but it just didn't seem right, because if you subscribed, because we all have these channels, right? That you ever go down your list of subscriptions and you're like, why did I subscribe to this person?
Oh yeah.
One type of video that, man, this is pretty good, and you have it sleep. You go bing, and you subscribe. Now you go back there, like, I don't want to be subscribed to this person, or or it's a small channel and they're not saying anything worthwhile, but it might be somebody that you knew, or they said whatever. You're not really into them, and you don't miss them, right?
Right.
But I'm gonna repeat exactly what they said. Let me just go up a little bit. This is out of the mouth of Google. All right. Let's say, okay, if your viewers aren't receiving, this is after a bit of a conversation, but I don't need to say the whole thing. If your viewers aren't receiving notifications start by sending them this troubleshooter link. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna send a link. I'm gonna drop it right here, but it's probably something corny you don't want to read, right? But here's the rest of it. Viewers can get a maximum of 3 notifications from each channel in a 24-hour period. This includes uploads and live streams. If you're already posted 3 times in a day, that's it, right? But I told them, I said, this is not my problem. You know, many who are faithful coming in on the shows and stuff, they're like, I was looking for you because I know that you do shows every day at this time, but I didn't get a notification, you know? And then they said, why is it on the low percentage side? Upon further investigation, I found out that out of your 8,000 plus subscribers, only 23.9 opt in to receive all notifications for the channel. So they're subscribed, but it's only going to be occasionally when they get a notification. For what reason? I don't know. I don't know how that algorithm works. It's nothing I decide, but they didn't hit the bell icon to receive all the notifications. Oh, boom, I'm subscribed. And they think, I don't see you no more, man. What's up? Are you subscribed? Yeah, I'm subscribed. But they didn't hit the bell notification to get all of them. And that's so, they should just make it where if you want to subscribe, hit the button and get all of them. And you don't have to see. But they make it where you got to hit, none. Well, why would you want to be subscribed to a channel and not receive anything from it if that's your thing? You know, they say the rest of your subscribers are just subscribed and not hitting the bell notification. So that's funny. I don't know. I never even looked at this link. I'm just going to drop it in there. I mean, I don't know what it's really all about. But it's like you can't take the people who follow behind you to school. Like, okay, read this and read that. That's corny. Just going to chase people away. They want to be entertained. They want to hear something worthwhile. It don't make no sense, But the rest of it here, let me see. There's something else here. I'm not turning this into a lesson about the channel, but there are reasons. And I'm gonna go back since I know this channel to get through this particular set of people directly on Google. I'm gonna hit them with something, but I have to make my question engineered in a way where they can't get out of it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we know they're shadow banning you, but we can't say it that way.
Right. Right.
But one thing this person said, we can't reveal everything, but this is something I can tell you. Okay.
So read between the lines.
Yeah.
That's how you know that wasn't a bot.
No, right. It wasn't. I'm just looking up here. They gave me these links to share out, but I'm going to put them on a particular part on the website just in case you want to see or whatever. They gave me these things. Yeah, but you see, upon checking the last 28 days performance in terms of traffic source, I can confirm, because I told her, because I'm on my analytics like crazy, I can confirm that only 9 to 10% of your views are coming from notifications. Ain't that something?
Is that something? 9 to 10%. I mean, that's like you going outside with a bullhorn and saying, guys, I'm going to be on live or I'm going to have a premiere from Ghana and expect it to go out to the entire world. I mean,
yeah, we got something going on with that.
Point?
But I know they're not the ones. This person's not the one who's responsible.
Right.
But they did that bit of. But I already knew that information.
Right.
So
unbelievable.
Yeah. That's right out of the
Because it's mind-boggling when you go on somebody's channel and they have all of 5,000 subscribers, but they have 1 million views. Yeah,
that's the other thing too. It's crazy.
Explain that one.
In the I already read it out, but I dropped it in the chat room. That's what she said. It's crazy, but they have ways of getting out of certain things. Because I've dealt with people, like they put the work back on you. Like when I dealt with the whole subscriber issue, and this person told me what seems to be a truth because I know my analytics, and I get off of this subject because it's kind of corny, but they told me, get 3 people who didn't receive your notifications, give me their channel pages. And I gave him like 25. Came back with something else, some old sorry behind, whatever. And Kelly, thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, but they said this is the first time he's seen you anywhere.
Exactly. So they come with the tricknology lots of times. Know that. Because like this is a different kind of channel, and the folks know that I post a whole lot. That's the kind of thing like you kind of like, I don't want to, like a dead channel where it's, oh, okay, they popped up. Something's always going on. You know what I mean? It's like that house in the neighborhood that was good people in there, but they had party every weekend.
Yeah.
Come on over. It wasn't
Because
no
that's
shootout.
how I know you have shows sometimes. If I'm not on a show with you or you're doing a premiere or even when you go live, sometimes I just happen to check my YouTube, you know. I'm
Yeah, because
serious.
I'll have something waiting, or I'm
Mhm.
working on something, or I'll be on a show working on the next show
Mhm.
that I'm just gonna throw out there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
And a lot
this,
of
but it's
times I don't get the notification, so I don't know. And like I'll catch it like 5 minutes after it ended or 5 minutes before you end it. I'm like, oh shit.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But then you see, you have to, like Thaddeus said about, they have to be ignored, but you have to gauge yourself as to what's happening. Like every time you go down the street that you live on, the cops pull you over. Now they know you, but everybody else is speeding
Mhm.
too. I don't
Right.
look sideways in anything I do. Everything I do comes from the inside, and I focus on that. I'm not thinking, well, they got so and so. What about me? I don't do that. I don't do that.
Right.
Because after all these years being on and knowing the deal, I know there's shadow banning. I know there's things. There's things that have come back to me from outside of social media, the government watching you for different reasons. Don't you know the
Right.
government watches you for weird reasons? They're probably watching you right now. When you're associated with somebody, I've been in situations where years ago, 20, 30 years ago, my phone is all jacked up and whatnot, and found out that there was somebody who I'm close with is under some kind of federal investigation because they were doing stuff illegally that I knew they
Lord.
were doing, but we both did not do. I didn't get down with them like that.
Them a watch me. Them a watch you, a watch me, a watch you, a watch me.
You watch everybody. I'm just saying, when you're associated, that's the
Yeah,
way
I
it,
know.
that's
I
the way it
know.
is.
I don't care.
Until a little
Mhm.
while and realize, okay, you're not really
Yeah.
with this person. Like I said, I had a very good friend of mine come out and basically say that um I'm gonna say it in a certain way. I helped him out of being jammed up.
Mhm.
We're very close. He had
Mhm.
keys in my house, keys in my car in New York, everything. We're close. We grew up
Mhm.
together. We're close. He knew I didn't get down with what he gets down with.
Mhm.
He knows I don't do that. And I know that he was doing what he was doing. And we didn't think he was watched at that time, but he got tipped off that it may be, they're coming for him because he was involved in certain things,
Right.
right? And he had to do something. And so I was at work. And so it's not drug related, y'all, right? Just don't, And he told me after the fact, because they were definitely coming for him. He had to get on out of there. And they did. And he brought us artillery. That's all I'll say. Bags and bags of it. Had to put it in green, big, thick, hefty bags and put it up
Mhm.
in that crawl space.
Mhm.
He let me know somebody's going to come there for them before you even get home from work. So don't worry. I'm like, okay. He said there were
Mhm.
chairs. I'm like, yeah, okay. I know what the chairs are, right? That's the most I was involved in something like that. And I was passive with it. It was after the fact.
Mhm.
But in the guy coming to get the chairs, he didn't get it until I was home from work. And I'm messed up. I'm like, oh man, they're going to come over here and get me now. But he came. And he came to the front door, and we're looking at these cars parked up at the corner, just
Mhm.
barely peeking, just barely.
Oh wow.
No, in the hood, and it wasn't the hood. I'm just saying this for effect. Nice neighborhood and everything, but middle class black neighborhood. Look, brothers in the street who are doing something they ain't supposed to be doing, or they're doing it for
Mhm.
survival. You
Mhm.
know the regular cars, and you know if it's a new car, you know it's
Mhm.
one of them cars. Let's cool out. He done circle
Right.
around, coming back around. Let's shut down for a while. But guess what? You see them cars with them different tiny ass antennas, and the car's all tuned up and shined up, and like, oh, yo, this is nothing local here. this is something different. This is an alien from a different planet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that tonight, Hush Harbor, for
What
sure.
did he say?
Ask them to explain how subscribers get unsubscribed from channels without the subscriber doing it. I know what they're gonna say. Well, you were on the channel and you were sleeping, and you put the phone dropped out your hand, and your hand touched it when you were sleeping, and you
And you
unsubscribed.
you unsubscribed 100 people just like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're back down to the crunch numbers now.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, and with Homeboy, we saw those cars. We saw those cars. I said, listen, man, just go around the back part of the street, the other street, and come on and get it where they think you left. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was
Right.
like, I see how guys live a certain life, right? But anyway, let me look at this thing real quick. That's so funny. And for people, I tell them unsubscribe and subscribe. Resubscribe again. Like if you're on the channel and just hit the button to unsubscribe. Don't forget now, right? But resubscribe once again, just jolt them a little bit. That's how it works. Okay, now with okay, this is on one particular. Let me just look at the analytics. Because now it's every day, -21, -58, -17. Yeah, daily. And I got this nice app that tells me everything. Okay, like right now, why there's one part. Okay, I had a good stretch where that stopped for a while, but it's back to, -21 subscribers, but level is 72% higher. It's weird. They're telling me these weird numbers, and I understand overall, because they'll do it day by day. You can choose a day by day, week by week, monthly, whatever have you. But they're telling me that I have 72% more subscribers than usual, but I lost 21 in the last day. And every day in the last week, I've been losing like a handful of them. The highest.
Wow.
So you can't really trust them. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's like a woman being married to a man who's a serial cheater, but he's a good provider. So it's like, yeah, he cheats, but he has me living good. So you're in a dilemma here. You got to jump through.
What to do.
My biggest beef is when I do look sideways, because I do entertain myself on YouTube. I do pull away from the things that I'm looking at. I'm always, stories and looking at things and getting your opinions, and so you know what to say. You can't do this and not be informed. There's certain things that if I'm not informed, I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to embarrass myself and try to wing it. And certain things you just go over and you have a viewpoint, and that's what I do. Right. I love boxing, and I still follow bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is a chemical sport now, but I still love following the whole, back end, things behind the shows, the competitions, what they're doing. The same thing with boxing. A lot of the boxing is rigged. Some of it is, some of it is frustrating, but the business aspect is what I like. So I get on those. I like my old music. Songs pop in my head, and I gotta play the song, because with me, if a song pops in my head in the morning, it's gonna play in my head all day. When I play it, it goes away. So that's the closest voices in my head. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That is strange.
Yeah. What's the funky tambourine song from '76? Dance and shake your tambourine, your funky tambourine. It's a popular song that it was popular back then in '76. I was 13 years old. I woke up and this was in my subconscious mind. I'm gonna start having a thing where this is Lance Scurv's song.
Subconscious mind.
Yeah. So
you know what?
Yeah.
Do a playlist and we can do it over. Wait a minute, Sir Lance.
Yes.
What's happening here? We've stopped doing the switchovers.
Yeah, we have, but we're going to get back on that again. I mean, like today we got Onika coming with a show, and that's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we could have done that yesterday. We were on for like 4 hours and change.
4 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right.
Yeah. We'll play that. We'll do that. But I'm just saying, like, so we can play music.
Yes, exactly.
We can talk about salads being tossed without anybody, because if you come over that side, where that's no man's land. We talk about everything, and they'll still. Oh, that's not the topic. It's improper.
It's not no man's land. It's tread lightly zone.
Man, too. They'll be like, I never had my salad tossed.
Lord have mercy. You know what? And on to American Airlines. So tell us what happened on American Airlines, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna read this little short article. Let me make sure it's short. I put it on the site actually, and it is okay. And I always, when I transfer an article onto the site, I have a link on the bottom to say, listen, click here for the whole article, the original article. I'm not plagiarizing.
Right.
Those things, similar top things, instead of me writing something out on a topic I may not know about all the way. This is for different type stuff. This is a news story, so you do that. So people are, man, you're plagiarizing. No, I'm not. I'm just bringing you something that will enlighten you more into the story. If you want to see the whole thing, I did a little more research for you. Now, what does that do for me, really and truly? Before we see the story, I'll tell you what it does. For those of you who have websites, the more links you have to other sites that are clickable, it raises your visibility for the Google search engine with the bots.
Right.
Bots
Right.
are like stomach bacteria, like when they say eat yogurt and it has good bacteria for your digestion. Well, certain bots are good. You want those bots to see you and crawl all over you like roaches, okay? Because it heightens your visibility. When you have a new website that has not been crawled all the way, then it's not going to go anywhere. Or if it does, it better be organic where you have such a reach. Now, if Donald Trump came out with some kind of goofy website, he'd get hits whether he had bots crawling or not because he's Donald Trump. He's famous.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or something like that. Me, I'm not. So I have to go there now. If I just put up a website and go to Google, go to other search engines, right? And submit my link to say, hey, I'm here, crawl all over me. And when it crawls you, now you registered, you're locked in, and now it's up to you to do the right things on your site, tag everything right, do everything right, and then now have other links, right? On your link to another page of someone else to refer you to go there. And I do that every day. That's healthy for the site.
Right.
Because Google can see that you have a connection to the site now. And there are other people who own those sites who can check. I can check and see who's connected to me. So that's why I do that. It gives you another point of view in the article, and I give you a link that connects me. And I don't want to bore you with all this technical talk, but that's just how it goes. That's the kind of stuff I sit up all at night doing, repetitiously. So it's a lot of work to get it right, to build it up. Because I'm surprised at different people who come through my site. They won't say anything, but there's no platform, whether it's BBC or CNN. Of course, I was on that show, Dr. Drew, but I'm just saying, them people watch the little guys like me. I'm a little guy.
Listen, this is serious. So serious. Racism in the metaverse. Selling African American slaves as NFTs.
And people are going to buy it.
Yeah, they held their first auction the other day, a couple days ago.
Anything goes with the metaverse. Anything goes. You can do. It's the world that many wish they could be in. Imagine now, and I'm going to get serious with it also. Imagine whatever you want to do, you can do it and not get arrested. The next week,
God.
What you want to, how many people are going to get punched in the face? You know how many people are going to get raped?
Yes.
You're going to be in your bed and wake up and somebody's going to be standing over you. Somebody's going to shoot you.
I got my gun.
Yeah, what I'm just saying, but still, you got your gun, but they can shoot you.
That's true too. Because they come, I'm going to be, I'm going to be shocked. The element of surprise is going to be against me. So yeah.
Right. No, but what I'm saying is that you're just letting people do what they want to do, which in turn, in real touchable flesh and blood life, will have them amped up where this stuff subconsciously will spill over. Look, we're saying here, hopefully 99.99% of us have a healthy sense of sanity.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people out there, come on now, not just because they smoke or do methamphetamine, there's a lot of people on meds. There are a lot of people in this imbalanced life who have never eaten good and healthy for their whole life, and it's affected their mind or their state of being, or they've been on medication. They were born to people that were heavily on drugs, and so they have an imbalance. There's a lot of things, a lot of spiritual problems, a lot of mental problems. There's more now than there ever been before. Now crazy is the norm. And I'll read the story because this fits in with that. But and I'm not saying crazy in a derogatory way, because there may be people who have imbalances on the chemical level, must take certain medication. We know we like to go the holistic way, but some things are so far gone that you need a drastic whatever. So I'm not throwing off anybody or trying to make anybody feel bad or whatever. We all have things that we need to balance out.
Oh, for real.
You want that. But what I'm saying is a lot of situations out here that are not addressed in certain people's lives.
Yeah.
And even when I working in the jail, driving the bus, I was up close and personal with a lot of these situations. Even the overlap of seeing somebody on the bus that I used to deal with in jail. It's like I knew what they were going through.
Right.
But funny story. I think I haven't told it in a while. There was a guy who I knew from Orange County jail where I worked. Now I'm driving a bus in the same county and everything. So a lot of guys, hey man, you driving a bus now? They even had me as some undercover officer patrolling, hiding as a bus driver. I ain't gonna mess with him, man. I know he got a piece. I'm like, bus drivers don't carry guns. You're not supposed to. Should, but not supposed to. Anyway, this guy was giving this other bus driver some problems. He wasn't violent, but they were scared he was going to be violent. It was a real big guy, very intimidating guy, whatever. And he was just looking
black?
mad. Yeah, he was black. They wanted to get him because they had issues. Nobody knew how to handle him, right? And the guy who was the supervisor on duty was scared too. And I walked up and I heard what was going on before I even got there. Like, yo, you know that guy? I saw he never gives you problems. I said, no, I know him. I know him. And so there was another supervisor there, but he wasn't one in charge. He was the one who was, helping. There were several. So I said, come on, I'll go over there with you. And so they were looking at me like, what the hell are you going to do? So I'm like, hey, my man, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing, man? I ain't seen you in a long time. I'm like, this dude broke out laughing. And so I said, yo, you know who this is, right? See, y'all don't know who this is. You gonna tell him who I am, right? Like a Scurv? He didn't say Lance, he said Scurv. I said, yeah. I said, listen, when you see him, you got to treat him like royalty. You know why? I said, because this is Eddie Murphy. This is Eddie Murphy. See, in his mind, he was Eddie Murphy, but he would never tell you. Like he ain't Eddie Murphy, but in his mind, he's Eddie Murphy. And if you treated him normal, if you didn't treat him like a celebrity, he had an attitude with you.
Oh, wow.
So they were like, oh, and I'm winking. It's like, yeah, Eddie Murphy, whatever. Oh, man, I'm glad to see you, man. I got jokes for you, but I can't tell him right now because he couldn't string a joke together if his life depended on it. But in his mind, he was Eddie Murphy. So everybody is like, Eddie, what's going on? He just give this smile. He had 3 teeth in his head, but he smiled like Eddie Murphy.
Oh, wow.
Never gave anybody no problems. I'd blow him up on my bus. He'd be coming to my bus. I said, listen, everybody, you know who this is, right? He's undercover right now, but that's Eddie Murphy. And I'd wink. They knew it was an issue. They went along with, hey, Eddie, how you doing? This half-blind lady came to the back. Was that really Eddie Murphy? I love him.
Oh, dear.
Just roll when I say so. Sometimes you got to do little things to like accommodate the situation. So, yeah. I saw your friend Eddie Murphy yesterday. Like a day I was off. They all knew how to deal with him, He got so bad. He came to me and said, "Oh man, like I'm over it now, man. Tell everybody, tell him I'm not Eddie Murphy no more," because he didn't have any anonymity. If the whole bus station would be like, "Yo, Eddie,"
That's so crazy.
Listen, that's gonna take some time now. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but that's how his mind worked. So going back to the original thing of what you brought up about the metaverse, this is going to make it possible. It's just like porn with fantasy, and you stroke yourself watching this thing. It becomes very real, and sometimes on a spiritual level with entities that are, because when you masturbate and you ain't the only one watching, you ain't the only one hanging around. You're telling these entities what it is, what kink you like, and this is why it's easier the next day when you're supposed to be tempted, or the next week, the very thing you were masturbating to shows up, or another person who's into it too. Because now it becomes so real because they've enacted this scenario of the very thing that just beyond what you liked or what you thought you liked. That's why it's so dangerous, because it's leading you into a deep hole, pun intended, okay? Whatever kind of hole you like, it's leading you there. And we get deeper and deeper because when you go, a little kid go to the beach and it goes in up to his ankle, he want to go out up to his knees and then his waist. And so with that thing put in your mind, and I mean, you can do it in a safe way when you're with somebody, but then still nothing beats the best way of just you and the person. You want to experiment, whatever, have you be open with each other. But sometimes we all curious and we're all messed up behind it, because on a spiritual level, you are telling the universe what you like. And now you're going to get caught up in this thing like a drug addiction. See, with drugs, you got a drug. They can keep the drug from you. They can do things to your body. But with a porn addiction and just the whole sex thing, it makes it possible. So everybody done finished stroking themselves and they looking at each other the next day at work. Damn, look at how she looks. I wonder if she's into this one. And you start talking in phrases and gag balls or whatever it may be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Bangs, just anything, doo-doo, urine, whatever. People start going off the deep end. So they have these things in their head. And It's doable now. So with the metaverse, you slavery's there's gonna be parts of the metaverse where slavery still exists. I'm saying it here now.
True.
Part of the world where you can do things and get away with it. Be yourself, be free, escape reality. Come on now. It's the same effect that back in the day before we had the smartphones. I'm saying that it still works this way. But before we had the smartphones and those distractions, right? And I found myself with this also. It's affected me. I'm online learning and doing things to perfect my craft. There's always something coming out new to help you with your website or a graphics program. I'm always looking for stuff. And wouldn't you believe I'm sitting here by my work desk, and we're in a small apartment right now until we move on, but the bathroom is right there. Wouldn't you know, I had to go to the bathroom bad, and I was looking into the phone. I had the computers working and doing stuff, but I had to I was looking at the phone. This thing was very interesting, and and it was plugged up. The charge was low, so I didn't want to unplug it and run to the bathroom. I found myself struggling holding it, like I couldn't come back in 2 minutes.
Right.
I'm like, yo, I'm jacked up. But it wasn't some addiction thing. It was just that I was so caught and connected to this thing. So remember back in the day before we had anything, computers and cell phones, smartphones, anything, and we go to the movies and you slip and go to the next movie, maybe 3 movies. You're in the movie house for a long time. And you went in there when it was light, you come out when it was dark. But either way, when you come out, you're reconnecting with reality. Just like when you had an analog cell phone and you come out the tunnel and the signal drop and it comes back on. So you've been detached from reality because of the movie experience. This is the same thing, but more intense. You took your mind away. Well, I'm going to take my mind away from this foolishness up in this house. I'm getting the hell up out of here. I'm going to go see me a movie. And you leave. It's the same thing with the metaverse, except it's brought right to you through your computer, and you have glasses on too now, things to block you out where you see whatever. I gotta say it, a friend of mine from back in, he's been a lifelong friend. Matter of fact, I met him when I was 6 years old, 1969. I gotta call him tonight. We're still friends, right? But he was telling me, and he has a big imagination. He's creative also. He's like, there's gonna come a day where we don't have to have sex physically no more. I said, what you talking about? Now, I would never call him crazy because I'm crazy too, like that, meaning imaginative, right? And so he said, one day it's going to come where he said, you put on a suit. This was his thing. You put on a full body suit and you're going to have wires coming out of it. And it's going to be connected to this database this before computers really became, mainstream. He's talking about it.
Right.
I got to give him props. And he says, you're going to have these glasses where you can see the spectacles, where you can see what's going on around you. And the driving force behind it will be sex. Because he taught me now, statistically, like when you have technology, what's really driving it is sex. Now, what do you mean by that? Well, VCRs were very popular, not because you can watch Star Wars. When VCRs came out, studies were shown. I couldn't trust me on this. I would not lie on this platform.
Right.
If you can find it and dig it up, whatever. And this was back long ago, late 70s, early 80s, when VCRs were getting popular. And they were saying that the purchase of certain types of movies let them know this. You walking around in the place, it's Star Wars and this movie, and I was wondering, and people bought those movies.
True.
But they really spent money on porn, VHS tapes, Betamax tapes, and Beta was better than VHS, but VHS, turned out to be what sold for some reason. But the old Betamax and those smaller tapes, they were clearer, they were better. And this is some old 1979, 1980 type stuff. I remember that, but it was a driving force. They won't tell you this. So when it came to DVDs,
right,
it was better. Why? Because you can click a button and go right back to the part of the movie.
Exactly.
So now when you stroking yourself, you ain't gotta, I'm not ready to arrive yet. Let me start the scene all over. Pass the best. And then you had to run it up. So it was an advantage. You go click and go right to that part and play it over again, and frenzy yourself on a sexual level and release. And people may not be comfortable. We're going to talk about these things. We have to talk about these things. So that's what drove DVDs. That's what made them popular. Oh, and get rid of that. You got to rewind and get, and then you had to get up with your pants around your ankles and hit it with, greasy fingers on the VCR. What drove it? And they didn't go and say all of that. They didn't say all of that in that article, but it was a kind of like a read between the lines. And, adult movies drove the so-and-so. They didn't say what was happening. They didn't say all of that. That's me adding that in, but it was very clear what they were saying.
That's just for effect. Huh?
It was easy to transport. So you had a married man who was heavily into porn and his wife didn't know it. A bulky VHS tape is not as good as a smaller DVD that you can put in your pocket.
That's true.
You can hide it better. Because I knew dudes that collected VHS tapes, one to the point where he had milk crates in one small room of his house. He never let nobody go in. He had family, whatnot. Eventually they moved out and his parents died or whatever have you. His mother died. He had milk crates to the ceiling and it was like a library of porn, VHS tapes.
Mm-hmm.
He only had narrow walking space in that room. It was a small room compared to the rest of the house, but it was still a sizable room. Like, dude, you spend all this money on this stuff? And he'd be in there doing other stuff, doing work, school work or whatever have you. He wasn't a kid, but he was older and he had different things in this area of expertise that he had to catch up on and take classes and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, after a hard evening, studying, I'm zonked out. I need a little R&R. Wow, really? This is reality. But the metaverse is the next level. Remember the effect of little kids who watch Bruce Lee movies and they want to come up and go home and cut up their mother's brooms and put the little chain between them. Now they got nunchucks. You watch Italian people watching Rocky movies. It became real in their mind. They can beat all the black people they want. They come out, hey, Rocco, like Eddie Murphy used to make the joke. They were Rocky then. They came out juiced up. Well, that's a temporary reaction, but it shows how impressionable we are and somewhat gullible. So now if you have the metaverse where you can kill niggers and call them niggers and have slaves and you would never do this in real life, but you have it in you. It makes it easy to pull it to the surface. So look for more things to happen.
I'll be right with you, Lance.
Yeah, sure. So you have people like Mayor Eric Adams talking about how bad social media is, but the metaverse is coming. And then all kind of things are going to happen. It's not going to be like overnight. It's just a psychological thing. That same effect when you came into the movie theater where like, oh, damn, yeah. Oh, this is reality. You forgot about reality. It happens when we're on the computers or sometimes on our smartphones. You're in public transportation and you pass your stop. Or you at the red light. The light don't take long, but you whip your phone out and you keep reading that article. And you move off a little bit before really looking at everything. And maybe the light didn't change yet. And you going into the yellow for somebody else. And they're speeding through to make it through the yellow before the red comes and they hit into you. We're becoming detached. And that's the real reason this metaverse is there. To keep us detached away from reality, a reality that they want to control. So we're distracted. And they're going to be taking over our reality in so many different ways, but it's going to be so sweet to us that we don't realize we're tasting and ingesting poison. Nobody gives you poison. There's poison in the candy, poison. They make it sweet. The food we eat now is not even food. It's poison. But we have a lust for it. You're driving down the street and there's a big truck and you see a big greasy burger. Where in nature is the burger? Are there trees that grow burgers? You have a lust now for something that's not even natural. It's been engineered into you. You see what I mean? Even looking at a dead animal, the animal walk around and oink, oink, and you got little holes in their body, let the waste come out and everything like that. And you see the pig while he's alive and you start salivating. They've reduced us to the level of being a beast. You see something walking around with eyes, doodling, procreating, walking around. That is food to you. You're looking at something and we've been engineered that way, but yet and still when the vegetables and the fruits are on our plate, I don't want that. Give me the pork. Man, this ham is good. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking nobody who eats pork or whatever. Yeah, I mean, we all know what that's about. But really look at how we become detached from nature. And let me just continue on and just read this article. Let me see. Let me get the right mouse here. An unruly passenger on a flight bound from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C., tried to open the door of the aircraft on Sunday. Look at the banner I made, right? He wanted to skydive. causing the plane to divert to Kansas City, Missouri. The passenger, who also tried to rush the cockpit, attempted to open the forward passenger door before a flight attendant used a coffee pot to subdue the individual. According to a spokesperson for the Association of Professional Flight Attendants, I felt like the plane was free falling, and many feared the worst because people weren't fully aware of what was unfolding. Tweeted a passenger on the flight.
Sorry.
Who described the unruly passenger as a middle-aged man. The flight attendant reportedly struck the man multiple times with the coffee pot while passengers restrained him. American Airlines confirmed that the flight was diverted due to an unruly passenger displaying erratic behavior, who was ultimately subdued by our crew with the help of other passengers. The flight landed safely at Kansas City International Airport, and law enforcement met the flight on arrival. The airline thanked the flight crew and the passengers who helped the crew. A man who appears to be the flight's pilot told a passenger that the individual had tried to open the plane's door and the cockpit door. The FBI says the individual has been taken into custody. A flight radar tracker shows the flight made a swift and sudden turn to land at the Kansas City airport on Sunday afternoon, this past Sunday. The flight, American Airlines 1775, had departed Los Angeles in the morning. The Association of Professional Flight Attendants, APFA, called for such violent behavior to stop. The APFA will continue to collaborate with other flight attendant and customer service agent unions, the Department of Transportation, the Federal Aviation Administration, and Congress to ensure these offenders are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law with appropriate fines, criminal penalties, and applicable flying bans, it said in a statement. A survey last summer by the Association of Flight Attendants showed that 85% of attendants had dealt with unruly passengers in 2021, and that nearly 1 in 5 had experienced physical incidents. That's too much, and they're focused on a damn mask on your face, and you got these people who are imbalanced and allowed to get on the plane, and you just never know. You know what I mean?
Right.
You probably had the same friend, Ben Kelly. We got to talk after the show. You walk in there, boy, you couldn't even see the ceiling. It's like walking through Midtown Manhattan. It's like you see lunchtime when it's over your head. After that, it's blocked out. So probably, yeah, for real.
For real.
See him coming home. Like sometimes I'm seeing, hey, I know exactly what you're gonna do with that milk crates. Yeah, the collection's growing. I'm like, damn. Strong lock on that door. He didn't want to be interrupted.
Oh my God.
His mind was messed up though.
I'm surprised a lot of these guys, their wieners didn't fall off. Because I mean, it's like after a while, you just, my God.
It's a mind thing. It's a mind thing. It's just like how we're trained.
I know.
Ooh, you know, you're in elementary school, ding, 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 and there's a bell, possibly for sure in junior high school or middle school, as they call it. Then in high school, ding, 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 ding. We're being so used to being herded like cows.
Yeah.
So it's easy to accept prison. It's the same thing. A lot of these schools look like prisons. The colors that they use in the hallways.
Listen.
Jolly. It trains you for prison. I'm telling you. It makes it easy when bell rings. You like an animal. The bell rings. We're not here now. That's what I do. You know, you can't. Not that you're going to be wild, but you have to be under their control and their power. And a lot of things that they do from young is getting our minds ready.
Yeah.
So, but look at it this way. Why don't Eric Adams go and say we should ban porn because maybe it's stimulating rapists? Not that it does. We know that it doesn't, but it messes up your mind. Why don't he call for a ban on porn to say we mar our relationships a certain way? We look at it just to play. You can
exactly
between yourself as long as you discover it within yourself. But all the stimulation and introducing these things, right? And I mean, I'm the wildest one that was out there back in the day and watching all this stuff and doing it. I was doing so much stuff so crazy. We had porn in every room when I was throwing my parties. And at the porn actors stop acting, they watching me. I was
Lord.
I'm just joking. What I'm saying is that Yeah,
You scared me for a second there,
like, how could who they staring at? That's part of the movie. No, they watching us.
Oh, God, stop it.
Keep going.
Stop it.
That's the titty. Yes.
Hi, Ray. You know what, Ayala? Listen, I just want to touch back on that school, being prisons,
But before you say that, I'm
situation.
gonna highlight what Romeo said, and I'm gonna say that what it is. That's a grown up teddy bear. But when a grown man, you have a blow up doll. We don't call it teddy bears. We call it titty bears. But go
Kitty
ahead.
bears. He's a
There you
mess. I hope she's working for you real well.
I got jokes about that, but go ahead. I ain't gonna.
No, when my youngest son got ready for high school, and in West Palm Beach, and he, the first day of school, he wanted to go to school with his friends and blah blah blah, whatever, whatever, whatever. That's me jingling on my bracelet. Sorry.
Mhm.
And so we didn't, he's in high school, so it's not like, oh, I got to take my son to school, his first day of school or anything like that. And I don't remember the exact situation, but something happened within the first week, within the
Mhm.
first 3 days of starting school, that my husband had to go up there to talk to them about something.
Mhm.
And he got there, Lance, and they had metal detectors. They
Yeah.
had turnstile that the kids had to go through a turnstile. They had cameras. He was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Right. Right.
He
Perfect.
went to the
Right.
office and took him out immediately.
Right.
Immediately, he said, not
Treating you
even 5 more minutes. Not
yeah.
even 5 more minutes. He took him out of there.
Right.
You
Getting
know?
their minds ready for that kind
Yeah,
of. It's
yeah.
just like when you see in the inner cities and in the parts where we are the predominant race, you see police officers, and there's a little 9-year-old kid sitting on the curb and they got cuffs on them. And then we applaud it and say, yes, yes, scare them, scare them. Yes, no, you getting them used to that. I mean, if that was in a white neighborhood where they had enough affluence and money, that would be massive. You know,
Right.
I mean, that's really off the chain. It's really, they get us indoctrinated into this way. Cuffs at those
Yeah,
ages. I
yeah.
think there was a 5-year-old they had put cuffs on at one time, and there was a young kid in school they had cuffed up, and had the cuffs on a long time, and everybody else is looking at them like that. And then you go home and see the news that we're the ones robbing and stealing little drugstores and little stores, but the big criminals are doing stuff and getting away with it, and they're wearing suits, and they're politicians, and politicians are working with them. Perception is a hell of a thing, and they're getting us
Right.
used to seeing things. It's just like the whole narrative, and I forgot the actual. I'm gonna pull this site up. I forgot the actual name for it, but it was on Kevin Samuels' show, and he had talked about it, about black statistics with black people. There's a site that's dedicated to bringing the real statistics, and I'm pulling it up right now. Well, no, let me do it on this computer. Hold on, it make no sense on the other one. I had saved it as a
Mhm, mhm.
bookmark, so I'm not on the screen right now looking at the chat room. I'm just pulling that down, But anyway, he was saying how it's a damn straight up lie when we say that, yes, most black men are locked up. There's less black men, they're all locked up, or most of them, the majority of black men are locked up. And he broke it down. So I went to the site and confirmed it. So I'm gonna find the site. I have a long bit of bookmark stuff that I forget to erase. So it's like falling down off a building. You see all these things going up. It'll be there in like 90 seconds. But that particular site is something we need to look into, because
Yeah.
nobody corrects us who doesn't look like us. Hell, none of us who look like us correct us. We need to start going and researching and looking at these statistics for ourselves. Even when they have FBI statistics, they will slant them a different way and not tell you the whole thing. I mean, what happens if you, I always use this knowledge, like when I said the other day, when I said about coming into a house in a black neighborhood and the whole house has nothing but white people. You can say this is the majority of white people where I live. You're not saying just your house, but you left something out that made it seem a certain way. But what if there was one person in that house and you say, where I am now, and you went into the house, you lived, you have a room or something like that, and they said, where I am now, all of the others, 100% have criminal records. Now I'm going to think the whole neighborhood. I'm just making it exaggerated so you can understand. Okay, here, let me see.
What?
Oh, blackdemographics.com. Blackdemographics.com. Now I'm going to, and it's just nice to see a site where the first thing you see when it's pulled up is black folks. Here you go. All right. I dropped it in there. You'll need to save that. And you'll need to spread that, whether you like Kevin Samuels or not. Because in the beginning, I was like, this guy, when he was beefing with Umar Johnson, I didn't really know. I just heard some of the things. I'm not saying he's 100% correct or whatever have you, but we need more people like that who would challenge you from complacency. And when he focused on black women, but just everybody, grooming the men, accountability, not just saying stuff about women, but from birth, you have somebody who's on you, teaching you, schooling you with statistics, not foolishness or not emotions. That part I agree with. I'm not saying, because some of you are going to get me, but I will say it's very little that I have not. And of course, he's going to keep it entertaining and get all up in some people's backside because he does this show and brings women on. So, he's after women, but it's like he's really for marriage and traditional stuff. It's all chain. I'll do what I want and end up at a certain period, a certain way in my life. And I realized I messed up but I want a good man. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I went to the jail, I was down on a lot of the brothers, man, not like chastising them and pointing my finger or whatever have you, but it's like, oh man, you got to present yourself a certain way. Oh, so-and-so the white man, so-and-so. And when they realize how I am, like, oh man, brother Scurv, man, you rough, man. I got let out. What guy got let out? He came back in 3 weeks later and the sister had me on the computer and I didn't know, and that was early on with the things that I wrote in the artwork, right? And he came back and he had a different view of me. He said, I thought you was this little white puppet, man. You working up here, got this uniform on, this badge. I said, listen, I didn't come in here to get my manhood. I was a man before I got this job. It's me who makes the job what it is with me being here because different people have the same uniform on and they're pricks. I understand that. I change who I am by what I have on. You see what I mean?
Right.
And that's I respect that when I was driving the bus out in the street, wasn't nobody out there, oh, Scurv out there driving, we're going to get him. He was a prick in the jail. No, I got love. I had protection in the hood. I did.
But you sure did.
You have to be a man. You have to be a man and stand on certain principles no matter where you are. And let them know that. Let them know I'm not going for the foolishness now. If
exactly.
You want to do it that way, fine. I don't want to do it that way. I'd rather talk. I don't want to get up in your ass in a fight. I'd rather get up in somebody else's ass who's a female. I'm not saying in any orifice. I'm just saying I'd rather, and I tell them raw. I would tell them things raw. Man, I don't want to fight you. I'd rather be somewhere getting a blowjob. They can understand that kind of talk. Oh yeah, man, you're right though, man, for real. I said, for real. Well, I want to fall out on the concrete. You sweating and I'm sweating. I don't want no man sweat on me. I don't want my elbows ripped up, my knees ripped up. If I'm gonna get my knees ripped up, let me earn it on some chick's rug. They understand that. Speak very dignified. And
listen.
You gotta speak different languages even if it's just English.
You know what? I don't even want to know how far off of the radar we're gonna go with rapper Lil Wop or Lil Wop.
We warmed up, but
we're gonna fall off the edge of the world.
We don't look. All this age of technology, all of this thing about we're gonna X-ray and make sure no guns get on the flight.
Yes.
Look, who's gonna protect you against the next big burly nut?
Exactly.
Really, look what happened.
Suppose I mean he had really gotten away with it.
While other passengers who have no obligation for security had to get up and subdue the man. What if he had a plastic fork that he broke off and it was sharp?
Exactly.
Jammed everybody's eye, but had jammed up 10 people's eyes before they realized what he was doing. You see what I mean?
Sir, I have someone very dear to you listening in but not typing. And they're like, not the knees ripped up.
Yeah, men need knee pads too. Yeah, the knees ripped up.
Oh my gosh.
Train tracks, right? When there's a split, when there's two tracks, you're on one single track, and it's like you can either go left, you can go right, and it's a part of the track that moves so that when the train goes, it just
The switcher.
pushes you to the right. Well, that's how the mind is. Because see, you can be in extreme pain, but your mind is into the pleasure so much. There's something that it just clips the pain, and you getting it. Whew, man, this feels so good. And when you finish it,
Oh my God, my knees, Jesus.
It tells you something though, for real. If you convince yourself of a certain reality, that's what it is. Like with the metaverse, going back to that, they can convince you, and you can escape. You can cuss people. You can give them the finger. What if you're that little Bartholomew book reading nerd, right? That always. Or you a muscle man now in the metaverse. You can do what you want. You can shoot up who you want. You can rip some girls dressed up. Not that you want to do that. I'm just saying, like I asked you before, what would people really, really, really do if they said law enforcement is not going to stop you from doing what you want to go to the supermarket, just roll out past the cashier and don't pay? Fine. Whatever you want to do. Right? Yeah. And what's laying dormant in the minds of the people?
Thunderdome.
You know, what's there that you don't know that? See, circumstances like that spoon in a glass of Kool-Aid or chocolate milk, it stirs things up.
Yeah.
The chocolate milk or the syrup
with the soap on the bottom.
And you put the milk in. It ain't stirred up yet. A little bit of the milk get a little brown, but it stir it up and it mixes up good. What's laying dormant at the bottom of people's mental cups that's about to be stirred up because of circumstances? What happens What happens when the supermarkets are empty? We're so trained that we go to the supermarket to eat. Where back in the day, you had to go out into the field and dig up your food, prepare your food, pick your food. We got away from that. So they won. So now we're going to kill each other because the supermarket shelves are empty. Is it the responsibility of the supermarket to feed you? No, they're there for money. And if they don't have anything on the shelf, you go hungry. They don't give a damn.
That we were warned.
Our shelves are empty and we are really concerned about the people of the community. So no, they don't give a damn. They count money.
Exactly.
We got to take responsibility for our lives on so many different levels. We've been metaversed in the form of the supermarket.
Exactly.
You get hungry, I go to the supermarket. Back in the day, you get hungry, you go out in the field. There was no lights, but you had to go out there. You wanted a mango, you wanted an apple. I guess I got to go on out there and I know where it is. Let's go out there with me, man. And you go pick something. But you're smart. You pick it in the daytime and you have it with you. There's no refrigerators. You have to salt your meats and different things, way to preserve it. If you didn't have a pot, you had to dig a hole in the ground and cover it up and do certain things so the food can cook under the ground. We don't do that no more. Food was food. No formaldehyde in the McDonald's fries. Back in the day when you made some fries or sliced the potatoes, wasn't that stuff? Why do you need that stuff there? So there's entities out here who are really running, I'm going to say it the street, where they're running shit and we don't even know it. They are taking us away from everything natural.
Yep.
And they don't like our proximity to, you want to call it God, you want to call it universe, whatever you want to call it. This world was given to us. And these entities, yes, there are entities that are not human. Whether it's physical on a spiritual level, something doesn't like our relationship as it is. They want to get up and work to go make money. Like I say, it's a dead manifestation of life force. You can't eat money. Take $1 million. If I gave you $1 million and put you out in the middle of the desert, you'll find out quick how good that money is. You only want to carry the thing that got the money in it. I'm gonna throw this damn briefcase down. I'd give anything for a glass of water. I'd give anything for a good meal. You in the desert. Exactly. So wake up and realize that, okay, money in the system brings you something. When the system collapses and you have money, what good is it? You can have 10 million in the bank and they say it's worth nothing. Or you're allowed.
What do you do?
You're allowed to take out $35 a day. So you just as equal as a blue collar worker.
You're just as poor as the next man. Exactly.
Right. It should be based on that. Let me be rich with land. I can grow stuff. Stuff is growing free.
Yeah.
Seeds grow free. Have my land paid for out of the system. The unfortunate thing that in the system, you got to pay your way to get out of it. So instead of paying money to go get this big car or paying money to get this big weave or paying all the stuff that don't matter. Right? Like I said, drop you way out somewhere. Let's not even say the desert. That's a bit severe. Just way out in the woods somewhere or in a different country where for hundreds of miles, there's nothing around you. And a person who is so caught up in the system would start crying and bawling out, oh my God, I'm away from everything. You got all these fruits around you tomorrow. Oh my God, I want to go to McDonald's. And you starving.
There's no more snacks. We can't
Exactly.
even get
That came
snacks.
back here to Ghana. I just no way for me to get any snacks. There were bugs crawling all over the place.
Make your
You
own
know,
damn
in
snacks.
America when stuff shut down.
Mhm.
So it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Get used to it. You know what I mean? But we so dependent on these things. And so what I'm saying is that all of this money that the airlines make,
Mhm.
you mean it takes a stewardess to take a coffee pot to
And
defend
hit somebody in the head. Mhm.
whatever. So now you're telling me that there's a big hole in your defense. You're vulnerable. You're more worried about this COVID shot in somebody, but not the sanity of the passengers that you have. Come on. So what is this going to make happen now? They're going to check for mental health issues in your past?
Mhm.
Maybe they do that. But
Now,
what
see,
about
that's going to put a stigma now on even going out there and getting
that?
help.
Dude,
You
that's why
know.
exactly. Or if you're going to stop it, you don't want to
Yeah.
document it, right?
Exactly.
What I
Exactly.
ask is, what about the child molester? What about the rapist? What about the murderer who didn't do those things yet, but they
Mhm.
have it in their
But they
mind?
have it in there. Exactly.
Pedophile who never got caught doing what he did. Lots of times, you know how many pedophiles in their heart are around us?
Oh
But they
yeah. Oh
and they'll
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, they need to do something about these pedophiles, and they're the biggest one
And they're
looking
the
at your
biggest one. Yes.
that's
Yes.
for
Yes.
them. They work under the
So
cloak of the
how do you weed those out? How do you find,
keep
you
your
know?
children away from all of anybody for a long time until they get grown and no sense. Then we got to
Mm.
the day of protecting our kids, but we protect our jewelry box better. We protect all the material things better, and our kids are walking behind us 15, 20 feet. Hurry up, come on up.
I
And somebody,
know. I know. Somebody snatched them up.
I'm gonna hit my hand in the subway, Midtown Manhattan. What was that, 3 years old, 4 years old, or something like that? In a second, she's looking down now. 2 seconds
Mhm.
that she reached in her bag and looked away for a second.
Somebody snatched you.
Somebody grabbed my hand and walked off, and she's looking around and like down, like I'm supposed to be right there. And this lady got like about 10, 15 feet. I was almost dragging. White lady taking
My
me away.
God.
So what was that going to be, a sacrifice?
I
And
don't
my mother
know.
would never do anything, but the very second, that means they were watching me.
Yes. Oh
As a
yeah.
kid,
Oh
it
yeah.
was always these white. Oh, he's such a handsome young man.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
look,
That yes.
remember
And
these kids
listen.
too,
Yes.
right? You have a lot of, you see these shows on the internet,
Mhm.
and you click on it. Let me see what they're talking about.
Mhm.
And little girl, yeah, was molested from the age of 5 and
Yeah.
until so whatever. And it's like, yeah, she would always come. What you mean? We see the female energy. I'm not
Yes, that's true.
or
We
female, but they do it too.
yes.
Damn, to me, in my opinion, just as much.
But and they we don't expect it, so they, it's like, okay, they're the least suspect, the least likely suspect, or the women. That happened to me in Costco, BJ's or Costco, in no, Sam's Club. They didn't have Costco and
Mhm.
BJ's back then in 19.
Jeez, what kind of place you going to? I'm just
I
playing.
know, I know. I saw that video.
Yeah,
I saw
name
that
it.
video. I'm
Constitutional.
gonna come back and say something in a second. Remind me about BJ's. It was Sam's Club.
Not about BJ's.
It was Sam's Club. My son, the same one I told you about with the school. It was
Right.
different state, but he was a baby. He was about maybe 5 months old.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to Sam's and we're walking around and stuff. I had two older ones at the time. So they're walking with him in the stroller. And this white couple, every aisle we turned down, she was right there. Oh my God, he's so adorable. Oh, he's so gorgeous. Oh my God. Next aisle, oh, make sure you do this and make sure, do you have his hat on straight? Next aisle, you go down, she's coming with, I was like, you know what? Give mama baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because
Uh,
my kids, they were just happy to be, pushing him in the stroller and whatever. I was like, oh, hell to the fucking no. Excuse my
you never
French,
know. You
people.
never know. Never know.
Exactly.
The question is,
Too
the most
much.
walk
It
through the
was,
neighborhood for 2 and 3 days and never
yeah.
move. Or you see somebody sit down.
Mhm.
We need more righteously nosy people. We
Yeah.
need the nosy grandmas of the neighborhood, just the nosy people. They serve a purpose too.
Yeah.
We being nosy on each other. We need to be nosy and question everything outside or what's coming in, to our place. But like I say, once
Yeah.
again, what
Yeah.
about the murderer and the rapist and the pedophile who gets turned on at the thought and they in their mind, I'm going to do this, but they just haven't done it yet.
Exactly.
More of
Exactly.
them And we think, oh, the majority of them are locked up. What about the ones with every pedophile? It was that first time they did it to somebody and got away with it. And depending on who they are, they're going to get the balls to do it more. You know what I mean?
I swear to God.
Baby.
Azula.
But it's true though. You don't know what they have in their mind.
I know. You don't know. You don't know. You absolutely don't know. You know?
But that's one thing I always remember.
Yes.
One thing too. I remember having a dream, and it had to be before I was 5 years old. Because when I turned 5, I was 5.5 when we moved, September of 68 when we moved to Queens. And I remember all of that stuff, right?
Wow.
This dream I would always have. And it was, I'm walking down because we were up on the 5th floor of this apartment building before we moved out to Queens in our own house. And I was walking down at that mid landing, not like you walk straight down to the next floor. You had halfway, there's a landing there. And it was always a light there. And it wasn't like a hood. It was in Washington Heights, but it wasn't hoodish. It was just like that light bulb always got knocked out or blown every now and then. And I'd have dreams about that it was some white lady looking like a vampire. You know, it's all white and glowing, but she was on these steps and nobody else saw what I saw. And I was terrified. And so when I was young, you know, we're coming up the steps or going down the steps. It was dark. I was always terrified of that landing. But I always looked at white women like they were vampires when I was young.
Oh, wow.
Vampire. I just felt that from them. And I used to get a lot of attention from them when I was young. And they were, he used to talk the same thing. He's a handsome. And then I was mad. And they love that.
Yes.
They want to stroke your face and look at you.
Yes.
Some of them probably want to put your little wee-wee in their mouth. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. That's how they are. That's how they are. Well, I mean, look, I was eating coochie at 5 years old. My cousin,
help me, Jesus.
I'm going to that sort of thing. She did that.
Boy.
You wire me up in the modern day.
I know.
Somebody you wouldn't think. Gorgeous.
I know.
Men were after her. Many men did anything. Tossed her out after the bowel movement. She was so fine. You know what I mean? But I'm saying that, not that I'm into that, you know, but I'm just saying, she had me doing all them things. Not the bowel movement thing, but I'm saying, you know.
For the candy, for the mint.
Exactly. Put the mint up under her clit and you can't use your hands to find it. Come find it.
For the icy mint.
But some of it dripped off. So keep sucking it. Keep sucking it. Yeah. Oh, you're in pain. Am I hurting you? No. It's just it absorbed more deep. You have to pull it out more.
Jesus Christ.
I don't mind being messed up in the head that way. I kind of like it. But what I'm saying is that what if it was some man who did something or whatever, and I'd be all messed up that way.
You'd be really messed up. Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Be, you know.
For real. So a little video I saw, and I'm sure quite a few people have seen it, and it might be old, but it was funny. So the video starts that you see this white woman and she's running back to her car, right? And she goes, "Oh my God, Staples, they sell Staples," right? and then you see her running towards Dick's.
Oh, wow.
Right? And then the last one.
Dick's art supplies?
Yeah.
You mean penises?
Exactly, Dick's, you know? And she's running to go see what Dick's has inside. And then the next one, there's this guy, he's coming out of his car and he's putting on his mask and he's like, shit, I gotta go see this. And he's running towards BJ's.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
I know.
That you know, back in the day, she had, what was it now? A cousin or an uncle or somebody, you know, a lot of big families, whether you're all under the same roof or not. What happened?
Reese, you can't see it. She's got the hear no evil, see no evil monkey.
I see it.
Oh, you see it?
Yeah. But you know how big families are, right?
I love Reese.
That person who like is not doing too good, like they're not stable, they're not bad. They just had it rough in life. So they always end up like living, they're grown and whatever, they always end up living with this family, their family.
Yeah.
And they make sure to make up for things by, okay, I'm gonna keep the place swept, I'm gonna keep the place clean, I'll take the car to get the tune up when you're at work, I'll pick you up with your own car, whatever, you know, and they serve a purpose. And they may have their own little mental things going on. I'm not talking about where they got to take medication, just like they're broken. And they along with the family. And okay, I'll be tomorrow. I'm gonna be over by cousin so and so's house if you need. So he's the pass around. Like all members will utilize him for something because he'd be homeless without it, right?
Right.
Now this young lady, she's on her own, and he lives with her, and that's the way it is. And he helps with things, and he's just chilling. I think he gets some kind of check from when, I think he did have mental issues, not like cool, but just like he was broken, and things happened, and he was just depressed and all that stuff.
Right.
He was a guy. So she leaves out of town. She's like, listen, I know you have your life. And I know, because she lived in a kind of affluent neighborhood, condo. I know you have your life. And I'm going to get graphic in this, y'all. So if you have any kids, just for the joke, this is a joke, but it really happened. And, she never saw him with a woman. She didn't think he was homosexual. He knew that she liked, he heard the stories when he was on his feet years ago, how the girlfriends that he had and all this stuff. But it was strange. But she would always say, listen, I'm going out of town for a week. You're here. Just hold it down. But one thing, do not bring any women here.
Right.
Just don't bring women here. I don't have a problem if I'm here and you slip somebody in your room, but do not bring any, because she had a lot of expensive stuff in there. And you never know people, and you guys get lusty, you fall asleep, and oh, baby, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And she go in the next room and rob you. You never know.
Exactly.
So he's like, okay. Well, she came back. Everything was all right. She couldn't tell. I mean, she set little booby traps and set things in her intimate shelves inside the bedroom and inside a master bedroom, bathroom a certain way. Because if some woman comes in here, she's just going to have to try this perfume. I'm going to arrange it a certain way. So walks and drew around the base, make sure, light, just crazy stuff. Anyway, she comes back. She's like, oh, how's everything? Yeah, I'm okay. Everything's all right and chilling. And she came in, but she had to take care of some things and ran back out again. And so I was like, well, listen, you're back here now. I went out and came in, normal, but now I'm going to go and I have something to do. I'm going to come back tomorrow. Okay, no problem. So she came back. Everything was cool. Nothing was missing. You want to hear this? She told him not to bring no woman inside the house.
But she didn't tell him don't bring a man.
No, he wasn't a homo.
Oh.
And she didn't even mind if her friend that it was a man that she knew. Like she knew he had friends. Like, so not no stranger.
No.
But she had a parrot, and the parrot, when she sat down to the couch to watch TV, he would always say little things normally, like things that he'd pick up on things that people are saying. Listen, y'all, you got any kids, you're gonna have to, listen again. Oh, suck it good. Oh, suck it. Suck it. Oh, pussy good. Oh, pussy good. And she still said, wait a second. She didn't notice it at first. And she talked to the bird. Bird, what are you doing? And the bird's not talking to her. The bird looking, and then, how birds sometimes, the parents look like they smiling because the top of their head, like we got humans like that. The top of the head's like shaped like a little, and then look out the corner of their eye. They're not looking at you straight, but they got the eyes that look out sideways. They look like, and they got quiet. It's looking around, up, down. Oh, fucking you. Fuck. I'm coming. And it was like all at one. She sat there and just let it. There was 4 phrases. It wasn't like it was 50. I'd be lying, but it was like 4 different things that she knew. And it wasn't. And she's like, it's not bad enough that you went against my rule and you went and brought the chick in the room. You were out here getting busy in the living room because that's how the bird heard it. Oh, suck it. Oh, suck it good. And moans too.
You are a mess.
She had that bird for years. He never made no noise like that. I don't think she had a TV in the living room, but I don't think she had no VCR like that.
Jeez,
watch that stuff. Wasn't no porn. You don't pick up on. It was a whole week, so he had some chick up in there. Whether she was spending the night or not, she was coming in every day. Maybe it was multiple chicks. Maybe it was like different ones, and he's in there. When you in somebody's house, I'm not just saying wine time. Anybody here's wine time, but you in somebody's house for the first time, like they're not living with nobody. They ain't married, ain't got nobody, but you're in their place for the first time, and it's a sexual relationship about to go down. And the first night that you're there with the person, everything's cool, you feel safe, but you walk in a very apologetic way. The next 2 or 3 times that you at that person's house, you get in the middle of the night and walk around, go get yourself something to drink, walk around, go on the toilet, get up. You feel like you at home. But the first time, you're very polite. So it wasn't no woman saying that. It had to be him saying that. And then when he came back home, the bird got worse. Suck it, suck it. And she was like, where did he get that from? And he started laughing. You know what he said? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He admitted to it. And then she was embarrassed because, you know, she had friends, she had family members who were aunts and uncles who were, you know, they servants of the Lord and everything. She says, it's annoying. I got to take the cage and bring it in my bedroom and shut the door because he stuck with that for a long time. You really got it into his head. And it took months for him to stop that stuff.
Oh, gosh.
Came over,
Oh,
you know, they look at her like, what are you doing in here? And she forgot once the first time she forgot. Some aunt came over with some church ladies and she was going to cook something from it. And she realized, and he broke out. And he broke out. Oh, suck it. Suck it. And pronounced more clear. Suck it. Oh, fuck, suck it. I'm coming. Oh.
You know what it is, Les? It's the sound effects. I swear.
No. Imagine it being a real bird. A sex bird, you know.
Oh my God.
They must have been doing a whole lot of that in that living room.
Oh God.
Yeah, must have been a whole, yeah. And he made sure to clean up real good, you know, and how she discovered it too. Now you know, every time we vacuum in our living room and do that not mediocre, but like thorough cleaning, but it's not spring cleaning. Like some people move their couches all the way out and go under there when there's nothing under there. But realize that when she moved the couch out, the rug, the carpet was going on in a different direction. That you see the lines of the vacuum. So he had moved it out and vacuumed like he was paranoid. So he over cleaned. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Oh so my God.
She says we'll do that every few weeks. But there ain't no reason. Whatever. It wasn't a dusty place. Whatever have you. He over cleaned. So that's another admission of guilt.
Oh my gosh, this was unreal. I cannot.
Well, you know, you can't go over no chick's house. Finish what you want to do before you got to go home to your wife. You know, you can't be taking no shower because see, women know they're gonna smell you and they know you ain't got that soap inside. You know, and you coming home late. Where did you go out and take a shower? You smelling too fresh.
Exactly.
I always keep the same soap, or if it's some old regular thing, I tell my girl, man, keep this soap here. I'm gonna shower, and even then, when I shower a little bit. You know, just clean off the woman off of me. Certain crucial. You know, I make sure to scrub down there real good. But when I get about 2 miles from the house, I get up out that car and I run around the block 4 times, get funky again.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck it. Oh, fuck it. Fuck.
Les.
Oh, right there. Oh.
Les.
Oh.
Sir. You know what? You need to behave yourself. Where's Mr.
He had to run with the bird.
Where's Superman Heru?
Had to run with the bird and put in the room, and they're like looking at each other, you know.
Oh my gosh.
You know them parrots don't pick up what they hear. What you be doing up in here? I'm a grown woman. I don't have to. And she got mad at him. He was in the back room. You see what happened? And he was laughing. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
And then she could still hear the bird. He got worse. He wanted to perform. He was in the room. She had to go put the radio on so we couldn't hear him. Bird porn.
I know.
Got loud when the church ladies were there. And they heard it. They knew exactly what was going on. That bird never said nothing like that before when I used to come over here. Fuck it. And got more spirited. And when she ran with the cage, the bird got louder because the bird knew the show was over. Fuck it. Fuck. Suck it, God.
Exactly. Sir.
I mean, Ray is such a no, but these are stories of the people. It's not like they all, I was privy to it. People always tell me, and it's worse now because now people send me emails and stuff. You'll talk about this on the show, talk about that on the show. Yeah, but I'm always laughing. It's funny.
Oh gosh, my chest.
Fuck it.
All right. Okay. Sir.
She bring her home men. She bring her home men. You beat a man and bring him home. Whatnot?
No. Mm-mm. That's a recipe for disaster. Yeah. Mm-mm.
You might be in the oral sex, but he is the birds about sucking good. It's like, well, how many men you have up here sucking on you? Suck it. And all conviction, like he's getting it.
But you see, the bird would have had a different tone to its voice if it was her.
That's true. But it was aggressive because of the man. He was getting it.
Yeah. All right. So, sir, let me
now in that vein,
bring you back.
Well, with the show, we're gonna make up some extra ones. From now on, we're gonna make bird sounds.
Oh God, no, you're gonna make bird sounds.
It's fuck it. Fuck, and it was like one or two other ones I forgot, but now we're gonna make up some other ones during the show. So
dear God.
Came from.
All right. Little rapper or rapper Lil Wop, sir.
Johnny TD, welcome. You all are sheeples when you're just a troll with an avatar where you're afraid to show your face.
I know.
We're all sheeples.
I saw that.
We do know that you have an internet connection. We do know that you're intelligent enough to type, but you forgot to put the capital at the beginning of the sentence. So you didn't pay attention in school. You forgot the period. What's going on? Johnny TD. What does TD mean? Maybe he's mad because he didn't have a chance to influence a bird to say nasty things. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh well.
That one, if that was meant to be that way.
You are all sheeples. Why are we sheeples?
We talk some conscious things here, but we have some fun. But what the heck are you? If we're sheeples, you know what I mean? That's crazy. But they want attention like that.
He white people.
Exactly. So I'll say to you, Johnny TD, fuck it, fuck you. we'll just stop the exchange. Okay. We'll just
please, and thank you. There you go.
We got minutes because we have Sister Nika's show coming on.
I know.
Because she's talking in the camera with deep and funny and deep stuff.
Really? She's live? She shows her face?
Well, yeah. Shows her face and almost some of the brown parts. But anyway, anyway.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Afroscope TV. Twitter is now OnlyFans. I don't see, and I'm going to say it one time before we get on with the other story, because we got to give little Wop the little Wops he wants. But yeah, you can get, this, they're talking about drill videos, but it shocks me. It's embarrassing to me. When I was driving the bus and we had people standing outside, you're on a detour, not a detour, I'm sorry, when you're on a layover, you got a few minutes, you ran to the bathroom, you came back, you're stretching your feet because you're sitting down for so many hours. There are people who want to smoke the cigarette until you're about to leave, like when you're downtown, or they're talking on the phone, they're talking to somebody before you have to leave. So they're not going to sit there, bye, and you got 17 more minutes to sit. So you're sitting outside. So I pull up my phone and I'm looking in it. And of course, I'm on social media because this is what I do. And I look at all my social media platforms and look at messages, answer them back, whatever. And I go on Twitter. Bang. And how it was really embarrassing. Dudes see that stuff. Hey, man, I see what you're looking at. And it's like, no, I wasn't looking at that, man. That's my Twitter feed, whatever. But on the Twitter feed, they usually put the things that you commonly look at, right? And I don't look at gay porn. But they do things like 1 out of every 10 times, like, well, this is what they watch. Let's throw a curve at them. And the curve is that gay porn.
Yeah.
There's a dude standing just next to me, a little behind me. He looking down in the phone. I'm like, what the heck? He's like, yo, man, what's up with you? And at half noon, we had like friendly conversation. He's like, what's up with you? I see, I don't know everything about you, man. He was joking about it. I said, no, that ain't nothing about me with that. So each his own. So we sort of, and I explained to him, but they do that. Like they'll go 10% over the beaten path of what you seem to like to try to introduce to you. And these are all platforms. And remember, what you do on YouTube, when you first go, whether it's a computer or on your phone, when you go on YouTube, they will suggest things in your genres, in your categories that you like. They have to do that to stay in the business, because it was just, this is what you do when you're on the computer. Go home, or just wherever you are, not at work, but go home, pull up your Twitter. Pull up your YouTube, and you see a lot of the channels that you subscribe to, and then you'll see other things. But this is what you do: sign out from being signed into the YouTube, and go to YouTube, the homepage. Then you'll see things that you're not into, decent things, a general homepage that is not affected by your personal algorithm, right?
Okay.
So you'll see that the more you watch certain things is the more you see certain things come up.
Right.
Different things. So we influence that. So they will, in what you watch, if you watch cooking shows, home improvement shows, you'll see some things pop up because of the way it's categorized. And this is how they get to know you. Like when you go on a website that you've never been before, but you see half the stuff that you ordered or looked at on another site, you in another state in a hotel room, how do they know to put that up there? You know what I mean? Like the ads on this new website. You come from California, you in Jersey in a hotel room somewhere, and you're looking at a site, the New Jersey News, nightly news, and they got all the ads, those sensitive ads that follow you because your fingerprint out there, they know you. You know what I mean? But to finalize the whole airplane thing, how do we tell the mental state of people? And is that the only layer of protection? Are we that vulnerable when we fly? And will it cost a lot? Like after 911, they had all on planes that kind of went away. So okay, I'm not the tallest guy in the world. I'm not the strongest guy in the world. What if I went on there with a plan as diabolical as I am? I'm righteous with mine. I'm not going to do anybody any harm unless they come to me. But what if I went all this mental, intensity and websites and talking every day? What if I wasn't into that and just straight crazy and went on there real cool, never did nothing yet, but I was nuts, and I really wanted to do something to somebody? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do the element of shock, which doesn't. I'm ready to fight all the time. I don't walk around paranoid, but I'm ready. Okay, this can happen because I've been in situations like that.
Right.
Jump off, I'm jumping right in. What if I? Most people, oh my God, blood! Look at this eye! Oh my God! And I done gouged out 20 people's eyes already. It's like blood. People can't. They ain't used to that. See, so all this money we spend, all these millions of dollars in $billion industry. Look, all these, American Airlines and Spirit and all this and all that. And a stewardess with a coffee pot is the only protection that I have.
That is crazy.
I have to get up and do what I don't mind jumping in the melee and protecting somebody and protecting myself and reducing the threat. Okay?
I think they should have air marshals, where they always putting regular passengers at exit doors and talking about if you're not comfortable knowing that you may have to be the one to open the door if a situation arises. Are you comfortable with that? Well, as far as I'm concerned, they should have air marshals at those exit doors. It shouldn't be regular people. It should be someone, just this scenario can command the scene and make things, and stop things from happening.
Yeah, but see, their thing, they're about making money. And I'm not condoning their point of view, but I'm just saying that this is how they're going to think that, this is going to cost too much money to have more than one, even just one up there, because most of the time nothing's going to happen, but it has happened frequently. Like they said, statistically, 85% had to deal with a situation, and a percentage of that was violent. So chances are, if you fly a lot, you're going to deal with a violent situation or something of disruption. You're going to deal with it. You can live in the hood for 20 years and nothing happened, but the potential for it happening is there also.
Right.
Statistically, it's white men with guns that are doing the mass shootings, but they got us as thugs in the hoods. So that's why, again, for those who weren't here, I'm gonna drop this link again, so you can get the real stuff. That when you got white people in the break room on your job. No, most black men are locked up. I'm telling you, they're a threat to society. I was watching this movie, and the movie fake. You go to where you can get the real statistics. Go there and just bookmark that and keep that, and just go on your Facebook page. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't getting no kickbacks. I just like to share things that I know that are good.
Right.
Share it on your Facebook, share it on your Twitter. Black folks don't really get down with Twitter a lot. Certain types. Instagram, all this stuff, and just share it. and look for something there to say and talk about. And a lot of our shows are going to come from that because I'm going to study that. And if you find something that's mentionable on there and I didn't, tell me and I'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Definitely.
Little wop, little wop, little wop, little wop.
Okay, so before we do that, real quick, so you've been requested to do Foghorn Leghorn. Can you do him?
Foghorn Leghorn. Who's that?
That's that big chicken in the cartoons.
Oh, okay. I'll
The
be reminded.
big white chicken with a red beak.
Oh yeah. No, I can't, but I'll do it tomorrow. I'll study up on it. I'll absorb it. I'll be like Silly Putty on the Sunday paper in the comic section and absorb it and spit it back. We used to randomly call people back in the 70s. I'd use my Muhammad Ali voice and they would get so excited. Oh my God, Muhammad Ali's on the phone.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yep. So
all right.
Yeah. So you're not safe on the flight. So, keep that plastic spoon or plastic knife on you, shave it down a little bit, keep it on you for protection. Because you never know. You can't.
Yeah, Amir, that's exactly what he says.
And get up and can't do that. Everybody looking at each other all paranoid.
For real.
If he got the door open, how can the door? I mean, it can open, but shouldn't it be some kind of override lock that you can't open it if you try while it's in flight? I think they have that, but evidently they don't if it's such a thing. And
I guess it just depends on his level of anxiety and how erratic he was behaving.
You don't get on the plane if you take a train.
I know.
It's gonna take longer. Take a boat if you have to go international.
Right. And what makes them think that they're safer stepping out of the plane? That's a crazy part of it. You get anxiety or you get claustrophobia, and you're like, oh my God.
Sense of your sensibilities, like temporarily you are like, I know a woman who has a fear of heights. If you grab her and lift her up waist level, like when people get married, oh, put it down, oh my God, even though when you hold her head is lower than she's tall. So it's like, I got you in my arms, whatever, playfully. Oh my God, I don't like heights. Well, you were lower than that. I'm saving you from yourself. But all the air sucks everybody out. There might be that pattern. Suck it. Suck you out of the plane. You little human bitches having me in my life. Good, suck you out. Because I'm safe. Why, bird? I got wings.
Oh, Lord, help me.
Revenge.
Help me.
Listen, cages. Animals don't like us. While they're falling to the earth, screaming, humans. I got my wings, bitch. Anyway, I don't use profanity like that. But anyway, getting on Little Wop. And that really, this one deserves its own show. But I did purposely put it last. I mean, come on. Look at the dude.
This is disgusting.
Look at the dude. First of all, who would want to look like that? Who would want to look like that?
I'm saying, mentally disturbed person.
The dude look odd. That is not cool. I'm not saying he's a teenager. I don't know what he ain't 30, he ain't 40, but he's a young guy. But even then, I would not look. I had to have my body right when I was a teenager. I did not. He's a skinny dude, but he got a wide waist and little long arms. He look like a roach, man.
Look at that.
Looks like a special needs child, for real.
And he's coming out as what? I mean, I know what he's coming out as, but
So let me read this little piece real quick.
Please read it.
Okay, let me see something. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Little Wop. It's a little it's a short piece. It's a short piece. I think it's one paragraph and whatever. Did I get the whole article? Okay, here's a piece of it. The world of hip hop is changing. One of the most prominent artists under Gucci Mane's label has come out as bisexual. Gucci's artist Lil Wop. What's with this Lil thing, right? Gucci's artist Lil Wop is going viral after coming out yesterday on Twitter. Here's the tweet where he came out. And there's more. Okay, yeah, I went past it. I'm gonna have to find that tweet. Because he basically said that, I like guys and girls and I do stuff with guys. Some stupid illiterate thing that he did. I just forgot to put it in there. Okay, and there's more. the rapper opened up a page on the graphic website OnlyFans. Twitter, Lil Wop is on there with both men and women.
What?
One tweeter explained he packs out dudes on the page. Now, I'm not so familiar with the gay lingo, but packing out to me is like he's the one hitting them from behind. So far,
or he gets a lot of men on his page.
Yeah, so far the Gucci, the label head Gucci Mane has not said anything about Lil Wop's revelations. His Lil Wop's most prominent record, No Heart. I have this all on the site, the articles and everything. So I'm gonna just pull up the site, drop it in there for those who watch this maybe like years from now or whatever. But I'll put this here because I put the video and I put the other stories on there with the links to the full original story. So I'll make sure that way. Here it is. Let me just snatch this whatnot. Yeah, okay. Now, what is this? A prerequisite to being in hip hop these days? Was hip hop back in the day so alpha, so masculine, so even if the engineered corporate hip hop came out that focused on thuggery, even then, okay, I don't want this to play. Hold on. Let me hear echo. Oh, got it. Just in time. Yeah, but even then, it was amplified masculinity on an aggressive level, doing some of the things that may not have been proper, but men were men.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like now everything is engineered to turn us around into something that, and you got to look at the generation. I'm not a guy who says, oh, he's a homosexual and he must have been molested. Like, not all people who are that LGBT were molested. A lot of straight people were molested. I'm straight, and I was molested by a gorgeous older cousin.
That's why you're not a gay person.
Huh? Say it again?
That's why you're still straight.
Super straight. Minnesota super spurt, right? Yeah. No, but I'm saying it influenced me. It gave me all kind of fetishes and all kind. I like the fetishes it gave me. I love it. But it did. If I wasn't exposed to that, I would not be
who you are
now. You know, but I understand. But is this a way now for those children who are, and I'm connecting dots that are far apart, that those who are struggling in their young with things that they're feeling?
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. And I would never throw off on anyone who is dealing with that, whether they're dealing with that and have accepted that to be part of what they want, or they're dealing with that and say, I'm struggling with it. I don't want this. And there are individuals who I'm talking to about that now, and they want to do a show. It's not like I'm pro this or pro that or anti this or anti that.
Right.
It's just we're going to talk about that because there are a lot of us who have the societal norms and the standards, and then we have these, not me, but I'm just saying I have to, if I'm speaking to everybody and no subject is taboo, we will talk about it. But I can only go but so far with that topic because personal experience, that's not my experience. But I do want people to contact me so that when I do this show and put it out there, and I'm going to advertise it a couple days before it comes out. If this is, you know, somebody who wants to talk about it, you can be anonymous. You can change your voice. I don't know. You could write something to me from a different email address if I know you and you're struggling. You don't want me to know. I ain't going to tell nobody's business. But let's talk about that because there's a lot of people out there struggling with certain things or not. Evidently, he is portraying that he has embraced this. Okay, you've embraced this. But if you are a person who is in the world of hip hop, which has been taken over by corporate interests now.
Yeah.
It's been that way since 89 or 90. They had too much Public Enemy. They had to bring in NWA. They had to bring in, you know, gangster rap. That's not us. Now, life imitating art. Because look, if the only thing you got on the shelf in the morning time, your mama not home, your daddy not home, you wake up, you're hungry, the only thing there is Fruit Loops. Well, guess what you're going to eat is Fruit Loops. And yeah, I said Fruit Loops.
Right.
If you are being molested, for those who are, that's the first taste of your sexuality. Even if you're a child and don't understand that your genitals may not be working like that to receive or understand, you know, what goes through our heads when we are having sex.
Right.
Oh, the stock market is spiking right now. No, I'm not thinking about no damn abstract things. This is the thing.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of us don't want to focus on the things that we experience doing sexuality because even things that are hetero, a lot of us think we're weird.
True.
You understand?
True.
And I'm open. I'm out the closet with my heterosexuality. Like I'll say it, and I'll say it and it's lewd, but I'm not gonna say it nasty. A blowjob feels better to me when a woman wears glasses. A blowjob feels better to me when I see cleavage with a little bit of the brown part showing. Why?
Right,
I don't like that. Something happened to me. It made me look. You go to a favorite restaurant and you go back to your city. You visit another city and you go back to yours and you see that restaurant. The food there was good. Even if you don't remember, it hits you.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of us who have our own little developed fetishes, we're like, that's not normal. You think people just get in the missionary position, just hump and just, okay, let's sleep. No. And we're all pent up. We got things we want to do. And it's good or bad, but we're affected this way. So now with hip hop addressing this in this form where you have this strange looking dude coming out and they push that. And he says that it makes it all right for others to say, I'm coming. And it may not be where they are put in a state of mind to look and reflect. I want to know why I am the way I am. And I reflect and I look for stuff and I'm okay with it. But what if you're not okay with it deep down, but your favorite rapper influences you not to go into self-reflection, but just on as it is? A lot of it, look, there's another channel. I'm going to put it up after in the comment section. Atlanta Street Interviews, I think that's the name of it. Doesn't have many followers. It's going to be real big one day. And this one guy, and I'd like to interview him. I'll reach out to him. He goes around Atlanta and interviews homeless people. A lot of folks say he exploited them. It's just like soft white underbelly, but it's black in the street.
Right.
And every day he does this. And he basically says, what brought you to this point in your life of homelessness? Right. People have agreed he doesn't run up on them. And lots of times there's molestation, drug use, whatever. A lot of them prostitutes sometimes, money gets back, you hungry, you cold, whatever, you can get a couple bucks. A lot of the guys out there homeless, I'm not saying all, but a lot of them, from viewing his videos, they'll do a little something with a man to get some money. And they'll say, I was touched, because, just like soft white underbelly, they'll ask the questions, okay, did you grow up with both parents? What did you do as a child? How many siblings do you have? What was the order in which you were born? If there's 8 kids, were you the first one? Or were you the last one? Or whatever. And I find that just through the interviews, I can't say statistically, right? But a lot of times it's that firstborn. Even though we know the middle child sometimes, gets neglected, or the youngest one don't have to go through what the older ones went, and their baby, the older one,
yes, that's true.
It's a whole lot, because the first line of defense, like, the baby in the family. If you have 8 kids, that last one got it smooth because all the kinks are worked out. All the bugs are worked out. Well, that version so-and-so has taken care. These bugs are gone. And you'll know all the dysfunctions, but you don't really know as deep as that first child. The first child overheard stuff, was a teenager and seeing stuff. And you as a young one don't know certain things because you just weren't there. So the dysfunctions are over. But people, and it's coming out more now, but I'm telling you from what I feel from the corporate world, I feel that a lot of these guys who are saying this are not even that.
I was just thinking that. Yes.
More and more. So imagine, see, we grown hardback people. We understand. They ain't worried about us. Oh, yeah, so 10, 20 years, they'll be out of here. Whatever. No, I ain't for a long time. Damn it. Right? But what I'm saying is that they're not focusing on us. They know we'll talk like this and we have some sense. But see, what about the children that are coming up behind a gentleman like this, right? So let's just say he's 22 years old or 20 years old, whatever he is. To me, he came up in a bad situation. Maybe he came up good, but he looked malnourished, like he was so malnourished for a long time. He didn't grow right. And then his stomach is all white. Just
and then look where his hips are. I mean, it's just everything just looks like somebody stretched him. He looks like he's been stretched.
Yeah, and I'm quite sure he has been. I'm not, but look how little motions he's what man holds up? Now, if you in the gym and you bodybuilding and you want to show your legs in the mirror, you want to look. I've held up my shorts like that to see the muscles going all the way up. But normally, we've
seen it.
It looked like he arches back. He talking about he's packing. Well, he been packed too. See? Look like you holding up, like a woman holding up a dress when the dress is like
Mm-hmm.
the ground, but you got to walk up steps, you don't want to trip, and you hold your dress up. It just
Yeah.
looks feminine to me. Like he about ready to arch his back, like,
Didn't he arch it? It's a little arch there, isn't
it's a
it?
little arch, yeah.
There's a
But
little arch going
high,
on.
I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
even roll up no shirt like that. That's like a
Mm-mm.
tube top or something, and you see the
He's trying
bottom of
to show some brown parts, but you know.
anybody. Well, I ain't interested in the brown. I don't want them brown parts. He want to show them brown parts on the chest so he can turn around and show another brown part. No, I'm not interested in either one of them.
Mm-mm.
If I saw that back in the day coming, I'd run. I'd be like, yo, you got a sister or something? That's about as close as my DNA is getting to yours.
Oh God. This is terrible. This is
So, wow.
absolutely terrible.
Let me before we go, because we got
I
21
know
more
we
minutes.
got 20 more minutes. Yeah.
Just Google, because that's trending. So I bet you.
We could do
Wop.
this again Thursday.
Yeah. True. Okay, let me see. In a lot, I mean, it's just a lot of things that's coming out. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. 18 hours ago. So this is trending. Hip hop X, and I hope it's not like the same story.
You know, he could be doing this just to get the bag, you know, because
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's his way of gaining relevance in the industry.
But like I say, for those who are or whatever, understand I'm coming at it from the point of corporate America pushing certain things and awarenesses on our children. The main thing is like, okay, when the mayor of New York City was speaking about the guns and drill rap, we'll talk about all of it. Go after the people with the movies, and we know that certain things, that the black family was intact, certain things wouldn't be happening. I wouldn't say this, but even still, if we were in order, a lot of things wouldn't happen as far as molestations or idleness of mind to go. So now,
right.
So it's gonna be like, what's bisexual? Oh, you have sex with men and women? That's the norm for him now. So if somebody approaches that young child about something, he has an idea, and I'm not talking about 3-4 years, you don't know no better. But you 12 years old, you know about this stuff. They're talking about that. You didn't see porn and want to see whatever, and somebody approaches you and they want to give you money. You're more liable to think like, oh, I can do this, right? Because I know back in the day, if some nice looking woman came to me and said, oh, do this for some money, I would have did it. I would have did it for free. You know what I mean? Sure, come on. I'm about to be a millionaire off your behind, and bring your friends too.
Oh my God.
You young, you 14, 15, you know, this is your hormones hitting you. So, pigtails. Okay, let me just read this article and we'll wrap it down. This is another one. Chicago rapper Lil Wop, who was previously signed to Gucci Mane, 1017 Eskimos imprint, I guess that's the company, has revealed he is bisexual. The Like a Savage lyricist made the announcement on his Instagram on Sunday, February 13th. I'm bisexual. Let me not say this. This is an open window. I don't know the Africans down here. Oh, he said he is bisexual. I don't want them saying that, right? I'm quoting an article, everybody who can hear me. This is not me, right?
They're going to soundbite you.
I'm bisexual. I like guys and girls. It's W-E. I don't know what that means. Wop wrote on Instagram alongside a photo of him in pigtails with his midriff showing. Okay, the rapper's most recent release was 2021's featureless mixtape, Say Cheese, which was gothic and rock influenced. Doesn't surprise me. In 2017 interview with The Fader, Wop said he considers himself a rock star more than a rapper. I mean, my music is rock, Wop told the outlet. You can lose your mind. You're going to go crazy to it. It's rock hard banging, not soft rock and roll, but hard rock. I made my own shit, my own style. So what you see going on is Lil Wop. While Wop hasn't done many interviews recently, he has been working on new music. He recently dropped his latest singles, Glow and Woke Up, both of which he revealed were self-produced. The rapper also revealed the title of his next project, Till You're Blocked, and asked his fans on Instagram if they were really for new music, implying more was coming. Mortal Kombat Finish 'em comment, if you're ready for the new, okay, what is this here? Okay, no, they're giving quotes now. The site, I haven't been in the site in a while. I said it pretty nice. Incorporate some things from this thing. Anyway, he's already established. I'm looking at one of the videos. I can't play it, the
Mhm.
copyright and stuff. He's been at it for a few years. I mean, it's 2022. He's gone from 2005 years, so he's not like some 15-year-old. He's not a
Right.
19. Can't be.
Right.
So he's established in this thing, and is he doing this, saying this to get attention, or is it just that's who he is, or maybe he's opening doors for himself because he did his last two projects on his own independently. So maybe he's looking. Oh, he's down with the crew. Let's have him do things in front of a camera and Illuminati, you know. And I'm not quick to say it like that, but it seems like there's something going on right now in the music industry and all industries, and more so than like, because people say, well, these secret societies, they don't care about black people and black music, but there are factions of it that want to engineer us into a place. That's why they're pushing the LGBTQ so hard on us.
Right.
And people who are in those categories, they get mad at me for saying, well, that's what I do. Well, of course you're gonna be for it. What gay man who is broke, homeless, have no family, cries when he gets sentenced to prison? It's more of what he wants. What if you were a dude who was straight and a male nympho and homeless and had no money, and they sentenced you to life in prison with all these voluptuous women? And you're gonna be in a cell with them. Group,
No.
big day rooms. You be
Suck it, suck. No, thank you. You're a mess. Some of these.
Give me 10 more years.
I know, but a lot of these things, and like we said, you know, they're messing with young, impressionable minds. Because
that's the point.
What if he's not really what he's putting out there that he is?
Exactly.
You know?
That might be part of the contract when he deals with these people to allow.
Exactly. You know, we can't get you, but if you want to keep making the bag, or you know, these offers that you can't refuse because God knows what you signed, you know, then this is what you have to do.
Right.
You have to come and you have to put yourself out there as, you know, as this.
That's right.
How you live your life in your private space is your business, but this is who you're going to be publicly.
Exactly.
You know,
that's the key.
But anyways,
yeah, we'll wrap with a few more minutes because we're going to be going live again.
Are you going right to the wire, or are you giving people a chance to go to the bathroom and
because
grab a
we're
drink?
kind of, you know, I think somebody on the line with me might have to go, and they're suggesting it that way.
Oh no, I do not. Thank you so much, sir, for your concern, but I'm quite fine, thank you. I do not have to go to the restroom. No, I don't. I am quite good. But yeah. So, how else can we tie up these three topics that are so vastly different from each other?
That's kind of rough right there. That's even a challenge for my crazy brain. But like I said, I stopped the scrolling from the bottom. I put it down there. But everybody go and download the app if you haven't downloaded it. LanceScurv on Google Play, Amazon, and the App Store. LanceScurv.
I like the banner. I like what you did. I like what you did with the little, you know, the out of his mind, out the door, out the closet. That was cool wordplay, sir. Wow.
Wordplay is cerebral foreplay.
Very creative. Yes.
Get you to want to see the show. No, it's all how you present, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful.
You know, yeah. It's nice.
I'm gonna drop the link to the show. Hold on. I'm gonna kick back. I'll be in the chat. We're gonna enjoy it too. Our outages today, no internet signal fails.
Oh God.
I sound this move away from this thing. I'm by this other keyboard here.
Okay. Let me see. He calls himself Little Wop. I don't even know what does Wop mean? What would be an acronym for Wop? What is it? What's that acronym for? Yeah. Wop.
It means wants only penises. I don't know. It's just that's not true because he's switched ways, right?
It seems
So,
both ways, you know. So I don't know. Let's see.
Doom, doom,
These
doom, doom.
littles are not for us or our kids. You're right, Sharina. That's why we
Right.
have to be, parents have to be the ones to protect their children. At
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, we have to police our children. We have to pay attention to what they're watching, what's influencing them on social media, what they're listening to.
But
Um,
you know what though?
and you
We
got to
have to
start
manage,
early.
and you have to start early. But
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, like I always say, and that's the link to the show that's going to come on in 11 or 10 minutes. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss it. It's we went out there. She did most of the talking. I kept my mouth quiet most of the time, except for the first minute or two.
Mm-hmm.
But if we put the right thing in
Mm-hmm.
their minds, activities and thoughts, and we have their minds first.
Yes.
Them is set up so that we have to take them to daycares and we have to send them to public. You don't have to.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you put as much as you can in their mind righteously. That is the foundation, and that is the symbolic home that they will always come to when they go out in the world and see this newfangled foolishness,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be curious about everything. See, I say
Mm-hmm.
all knowledge is good knowledge because that's more in your psychological or artillery that you can use because you know what's going on. I
Mm-hmm.
know how to do all kinds of crimes. I worked in a prison and a jail for crying out loud. Am I going to do that? But me having knowledge of that will prevent or make it where I can make it harder for somebody to take me off or do something to me or steal something
Yeah.
from me.
Mm-hmm.
See, so I know all these underworlds and all this stuff. I've talked to car thieves. I've talked to people who do home invasions, and they tell me things. There's no internet or no YouTube channel that's going to tell me my school in that way. I know things, right? So this, right? You ever go somewhere, right? You ate from when you were home, or you went to another restaurant where it wasn't the utmost of your favorite foods, whatever, but somehow, some way you end up at the restaurant with other friends that's your favorite, and they have your favorite dishes. And you're like, God dog, if I knew that I was going to come here, I wouldn't have eaten what I had before.
Right.
And the favorite food that you like, you're like, I'm too full. I may take a bite. I don't want to take a bite. I don't want it. So the same thing with the child, if you put the good, wholesome stuff in their mind and trust from a lighter level, meaning that don't lie to them. Give them what they can handle as far as their curiosity. Always show that what you say is the truth by telling them the truth and letting them know if you go against what I tell you, something's you
Suffer
might
the
get
consequences.
happen. So once they suffer the consequences of, okay, the stove is hot, don't
Mm-hmm.
touch it. They go touch it, they burn themselves and they're crying. I told you out of love, don't touch the stove. Okay, I listened to them. I didn't listen to them. I faced the consequences. They get older now. Don't ride your bike, stay on the sidewalk. Don't go on the street. They go on the street, a car comes down and doesn't stop for the stop sign and hits the front tire, rips up the bike, but they're safe, but their knee is ripped up. They come home crying. I told you, if you would have listened to me, this wouldn't have happened. Doesn't always, you can get away with it sometime. As they get older, at 12 and 14 and 16, they deep down know, even when they're tempted, and even if they do a little something, they know what to come home to. That knowledge and that wisdom of what you taught them to know right from wrong. These years, don't take it light that you, give them a cell phone. They'll be quiet. Get out my hair. I got a new man coming over later on. I'm trying to go out there with this chick. She's outside in the car. She gonna wax me off some top real quick, and they watch the show. I ain't got to bring them inside, whatever. And see, those are opportunities for something else to come in. But if you fill their mind and their hearts, their souls with the righteous stuff, this stuff can't permeate, and they can move about the shark-infested waters of the world, and it won't affect them as much. And sometimes we slip and fall, but they will think first thing in their mind, shouldn't have did this because they told me.
Exactly.
But you from young. I'll shut up right now. See what you're gonna say. 7 minutes to show starts is in the chat.
Listen. Let me tell you something. This was all you. Okay.
What I do?
This was all you.
You were there.
This was all you. From A to Z, and P for parrot.
We work as a team, so we, sometimes I do a little.
A to Z and P for parrot, not P for anything else. Not
Well,
P for pasta, pizza, or whatever.
I'll make those noises. I won't curse, but you know exactly what I'm talking
I
about.
know exactly what you're talking about. Well, listen,
Good.
we we behave yourself. Behave
Oh,
yourself.
baby.
Oh God, help
Come on,
us, help us.
uh,
All I'm going to say is, with Mayor Adams, we just have to pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Don't close your eyes, don't sleep, especially those folks that live in the New York tri-state, five state, five city, five borough, five whatever area, we got to pay attention to what's happening, what he's saying, what he's doing, what they're saying about him, how they're saying it about him. And also, with the plain people, mental illness is real and people are suffering with everything that's going on, and more of
suffering.
this is going to happen. There's suffering and
Yeah,
not the good
yeah,
kind. More of that's going to happen. And with
yeah.
this person on the end, this Lil Wop person,
Walker Jr.
for me, my jury is still out on what the hell he's all about. I
Time will
don't know
tell.
him, and so yeah, it's just a matter of time. And so, for everyone who had to leave early, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all for being here. Thank you so much, Brother Lance, as usual. You're the best. Thank you.
No, I
You're
ain't.
crazy.
More I'll be, but not. I'm always reaching to be better. Not the best, but better. Let me just say one.
You're better.
I don't know him. I don't know what his character, but he looked like one of them guys, right? That he's cool with you, and then when you see him around a group of white people, he'll look right at you, turn away, and act like he don't know you.
Well,
and you're like, this guy's a coon. He just got that
yeah.
look.
Somebody said that he was an ex-cop. I think it.
Yeah. Okay, now the internet is messing up.
It is okay. No, we gotta go.
Hey, let's get out of here. I'm
We'll
gonna play
see you in a
one or
few
two
minutes,
songs.
Sister
Yeah, right back. Yeah,
We'll
definitely.
see you in a minute. All right,
All right.
take care, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Okay, bye-bye. I'm gonna drop the link in the room one more time, y'all. It's coming on right after this. Go pee and come back. We're going back live right on the same channel. Take care.